Simple, really. The telephone is connected to the telephone network with a British Telecom plug, and I simply remove the telephone jack from the telecom socket and plug it into this box here, the modem. I then take another wire from the modem and plug it in where the telephone was. I can then switch on the modem and we're ready to go. The computer is asking me if I want to log on. It's now telling me to phone up the main Pressel computer, which I will now do.
It's a very simple connection to make.
Extremely simple. And I can actually leave the modem plugged in once it's done that without affecting the telephone. I'm now waiting for the computer to answer me. Yes, well, it's very simple, really. The telephone is connected to the telephone network with a British Telecom plug, and I simply remove the telephone jack from the telecom socket and plug it into this box here, the modem. I then take another wire from the modem and plug it in where the telephone was. I
don't know why this isn't playing. I don't know why this isn't. +1 if you can hear me. Okay. I don't know why this isn't playing. Let's see if it plays now.
Then switch on the modem.
What is it playing? I'm just not hearing it.
And we're ready to go.
Nope. Not playing.
Yes, I went overseas for deployments, but never stationed.
Why is this stuff not playing? Y'all can hear it? Y'all can hear the video? I can't hear the video. Let's see something. Let's see something.
But where did you go on your deployment?
Bahrain.
I can't hear anything. Let's see something. Maybe I did something.
To this box here, the modem. I then take another wire from the modem and plug it in where the telephone was. I can then switch on the modem and we're ready to go. The computer is asking me if I want to log on, and it's now telling me to phone up the main press cell computer, which I will now do.
It's a very simple connection to make.
Extremely simple. And I can actually leave the modem plugged in once it's done that without affecting the telephone. I'm now waiting for the computer to answer me. Yes, well, it's very simple, really. The telephone is connected to the telephone network with a British Telecom plug, and I simply remove the telephone jack from the telecom socket and plug it into this box here, the modem. I then take another wire from the modem and plug it in where the telephone was. I can then switch on the modem and we're ready to go. The computer is asking me if I want to log on, and it's now telling me to phone up the main press cell computer, which I will now do.
It's a very simple connection to make.
Extremely simple. And I can actually leave the modem plugged in once it's done that without affecting the telephone. I'm now waiting for the computer to answer me. Yes, well, it's
I didn't know people who had the internet in their homes until like 2000 and shit. I didn't know people who had internet in their homes until 2000, till like 99. I think the first time I wrote an email was probably 1994 or 95. Yeah. The 999 hour CDs, man. 999 hours. I remember like 05, man, when I had dial-up, man. I was like the man in the hood. I was the first one to get a flat screen. I was the first one to have dial-up, that lived alone, that didn't live with their parents. Hey, make sure we get them 200 likes, man. Make sure y'all support the channel. Be PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. 200 likes start the show, man. I start the show at 200 likes, man. My man TJ Wilson, man. He says, have you ever considered doing a Twitter space? Let me look into that, man. Let me look into that, man. Let me look into that.
is a really cool feature that Twitter Spaces. Now, this is a really cool feature that Twitter just released a couple months ago, and I'm going to show you how to do one. Let's go. Hello, everyone. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Getting Social with Nick. Now, for today's video, we're going to be going over Twitter Spaces. Now, Twitter Spaces is a lot more traction recently, so it is very important to figure out how to do it. And let's go. Hello, everyone. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Getting Social with Nick. Now, for today's video,
He looked like the caveman from the Geico commercial. Press 1, man. The caveman from the Geico commercial still at it, man. Salute to you, bro.
welcome back to Getting Social with Nick. Now, for today's video, we're going to be going over Twitter Spaces. Now, Twitter Spaces is essentially a live audio stream where you and friends could talk and chat, and you could open up to the public. It's essentially Clubhouse. What essentially happened is Clubhouse had massive growth, and Twitter's like, I want that. Now, Spaces has been gaining a lot more traction recently, so it is very important to figure out how to do it and figure out how to do it well. Now, it is really simple to do. You must have a Twitter account to do this, but essentially, okay, come on, dude. Now, it's really simple to do, and it can open you up to a whole brand new audience. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is open up Twitter. Now, you must have a Twitter account. And then after you open up Twitter, you're going to click the, I don't know whether they're like bubbles. I don't know. And then you're going to get brought to the Spaces tab. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of Spaces going on right now. Now, it's kind of niche right now, but Twitter is promoting it heavily on their platform. So anything to do with Spaces, Twitter is going to get it out to as many people as possible. So this is when you take advantage of it. So you can easily listen to one. You're just going to click it and then click Start Listening. And that's essentially it to join one. Where you just sit back, you can listen. You can also request to talk. But essentially, whoever creates the Twitter space, they make the rules. All right. So to make one, you're going to click the little Spaces button on the side. So let's say, what do you want to talk about? We're just going to talk about social media basics. So you can record the space right here if you would like. And essentially what will happen is it'll get saved to your profile. So it'll save to your profile for 30 days. And then anyone that missed it can go back and watch it. Kind of like a story highlight, but it will disappear after 30 days. All right. So we're going to click got it. And then essentially what you're going to do is you can either start it right now or you can schedule a time to start it. But I'm just going to click start now. We're going to skip adding people. And then boom, I just started a Twitter space. So now my mic is off, so we're gonna turn it on, and boom, we're essentially doing a podcast. Love it. Now you could do a voice transformer. Which changes your voice. I don't really know the application of that. You could also add people into it, and then you could also invite co-hosts. You could add people to your speakers, and then the rest are just listeners. And this is like kind of the stats, you know, like how many people are here, and essentially it's just me right now. And there's also a chat element to it. You could add emojis, like when someone says something cool, you could either click the love button, you can clap. If you're laughing, you could do the laughing emoji. Essentially it's all that. And then you could also click the plus to tweet. Now you could tweet the Twitter spaces to all your Twitter followers and essentially all of Twitter. So you're just going to do that and then click tweet. And then on the top, you could also send it out. You can copy the link. You can also send out a DM. Just try to share the space. And these three little dots, you could adjust the settings. And then something really cool is that you can click these three little dots, and then you could edit the space. You can edit the start time. Like let's say you started for a couple minutes just waiting for people to come in. You could essentially trim that. You could essentially edit the clip. All right, and that is it. That is everything you know to start, publish, send out, and also end your Twitter space. Now, this was a very basic overview of how to start a Twitter space. Now, if you have any specific questions about it, you can either hit us up in the email in the description, or you can just drop a comment.
Okay, man. So that's Twitter Spaces. I had never really thought about doing that, man. I might have to think about doing that, man. I had never really thought about doing that. I never really thought about doing it.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah. I'm not starting the show until I get 200 likes. Almost started the show. We ain't starting the show till we get 200 likes. Let's see how many likes we got now, man. Let's see how many likes we got right now, man. $92. Lord. 92, man. Man, we're a long ways away, man. We's a long ways away. We's ain't been so tired. We's has been so tired since the Lord has come. Whatever the fuck niggas be talking about. Eyes ain't no ways is tired. Mr. Charlie?
Remember the movie Training Day?
Yeah. Love that movie.
Denzel Washington was a dirty narcotic.
What the?
Inadvertently.
I think I muted this shit. I think I'd be muting this shit.
Ended up murdering a high rank. Remember the movie Training Day?
Yeah. Love that movie.
Denzel Washington was a dirty narcotics detective who inadvertently ended up murdering a high-ranking Russian mafia guy and needed to pay the mafia $1 million cash in order to take the bounty off his head. So what does he do? He concocts this nasty search warrant where they kick in the door of this drug trafficker, steal all of his money for the bounty, and then frame Ethan Hawke, the clean cop, for the murder.
Oh, shit.
Washington was a dirty narcotics detective who inadvertently ended up murdering a high-ranking Russian mafia guy and needed to pay the mafia $1 million cash in order to take the bounty off his head. So what does he do? He concocts this nasty search warrant where they kick in the door of this drug trafficker, steal all of his money for the bounty, then frame Ethan Hawke, the clean cop, for the murder. And Ethan Hawke doesn't want anything to do with it because he's clean.
Right? This is a movie.
You've seen it. And what does Denzel say to him? He says, everyone in this crew has to be a little dirty so everybody else can trust you. Right. Bragg is a dirty cop. Letitia is. Fannie Willis, Weiss, Jack Smith, all of these people are dirty. And all of the good people, they don't want to touch them because they don't want to deal with them. You've seen crime scenes.
And she should come here and run for DA if that's what you
ever seen a crime scene, Harold?
Unfortunately, I have.
You see the local people come in first and they want the scene. And then the FBI comes in and they want jurisdiction. And then the FBI is trying to fight the U.S. Marshals for jurisdiction because they all want to fight the crime, but they all want credit. In this case, the New York jurisdiction doesn't even want to tackle the crime, and they want credit for not prosecuting.
Right.
How are you going to deal with people like that?
where we saw, and in light of that horrendous event, where we saw the pro-criminal, the idea of cashless bail, the catch and release, that no one should be in jail, desk appearance tickets, the sanctuary city policy that is in New York, where we do not cooperate or work with federal immigration officials to deport people who should be deported. And don't take my word for it. Governor Hochul said those exact words. They should be deported. But instead, they were released. Instead, several of them are on their way to California. Why? This is the plan. This is how these policies work. Sanctuary cities policies, pro-criminal policies, open borders policies. Alvin Bragg is really a disgrace as a district attorney. He's in.
Hey, man, you can't say that about a black person. We got special rights, man. Don't this guy know that no matter what a black person does, doesn't he understand that no matter what a black person does, you're still not supposed to say nothing bad about them? This guy doesn't understand that. Yes, you're right. Everything you're saying is correct. But he's fucking black, so you can't really do shit about it. He's black, man. Alvin Bragg is black. You can't say that shit about him.
This is the plan. This is how these policies work. Sanctuary cities policies, pro-criminal policies, open borders policies. Alvin Bragg is really a disgrace as a district attorney. He's running a public defender's office out of the Manhattan DA's office. He was not elected as the Manhattan public defender. He was elected as the district attorney, and he is failing to execute the most basic functions of that job, which is to protect the people of Manhattan. If Governor Hochul is serious, she believes they should have been deported, then she should fire Alvin Bragg. She should remove him from office because he simply is not performing the duties that we expect a district attorney to do. He is not performing the duties he was elected by the people of Manhattan to do. He, in my view, he's almost a danger to the borough of Manhattan. And if the governor is serious, she will do that. She can do a host of other things. Like she can end the sanctuary state policies that were put in place by Governor Cuomo with the stroke of her pen. And we're calling.
She's not going to do that because she's a fucking she's a liberal, man. She ain't going to do that shit.
Having observed the treatment of violent criminals in the New York area by the Manhattan DA there, Alvin Bragg, I think it's safer to keep him here and keep him in custody so that he cannot be out doing this to individuals either in our state or county or anywhere in the United States.
But I'm putting the victims first and making sure that he stays in custody. Yes.
Having observed.
That's fucking sad, man. Alvin Bragg. Fat Joe is in hot water with black people, man. Hey, y'all. This is becoming a weekly thing, man. Every Every week they find a reason to take Fat Joe's black card, man. They took Fat Joe's black card again, man. It was a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? He said Hispanics, Puerto Ricans help make rap. Puerto Ricans were instrumental in making hip hop. They took his black card back then, man. So now I guess he got it back. I guess he got it back because they're taking it back again. So
I had to find these. Now the mayor's gonna call me. Everybody's gonna call me and say, you wilding out, Joe. Why you got the trunk? Look, man, it's the first one. Joe, I'm a sneaker collector. I don't know what none of these guys did. I collect sneakers. The rarer, the better. No, I didn't pay for these sneakers. Sorry. I didn't pay for these sneakers. They knew I had to have them because I'm the biggest in the game. So what I do is collect. I had to find.
Well, Fat Joe, they mad at you, man. This sister says Fat Joe is no longer allowed to claim his black or Puerto Rican heritage after buying Trump shoes. Like the man threw paper towels at your people after a hurricane. It uses black people as political fodder to get ahead. Yo, it'd be funny when conservative influencers, get excited every time some damn liberal says something bad about Biden or something good about Trump. Oh my God, did you hear it? My God, Eddie Winslow from Family Matters said that he might vote for Trump if XYZ, blah, blah, blah. The tide is turning, everybody. Hey, the girl who played Lisa on Saved by the Bell, man, she said Biden is senile, man. The tide is turning. Black people are going to not vote for Democrats this time. I laugh at y'all, man. Y'all are funny, man. Some people going to vote. Some women are going to vote 98% for Biden, and some men are going to vote 85% for Biden. Chalk it up. Press 1. This one says, so Fat Joe got Trump shoes because he's a sneakerhead, but he's not voting for him. But you're promoting his product. Nigga, he threw rolls of paper towels when your people needed help during that hurricane. And you're promoting his shit. What are they talking? They're talking about, oh my God. They're talking about that hurricane in Puerto Rico, like in 2017, when Trump sent millions and millions of dollars of aid down there. They're talking about something he threw paper towel. What the fuck is, yo, black people are the most annoying people on the planet. Bar none. I mean, it's not even close, man. Fat Joe bought the Treason 500s.
Andy Warhol. Why? If you collect art, do you really know what Basquiat was into? Do you know what Andy Warhol was into? any of these artists that you was into, you love the art. So you
now he's got to explain why he bought a pair of tennis shoes. To black people who are going to be on his head in a week about some other shit. To black people, having to explain yourself to black people and having to gauge your movements by the whims of black people has got to be a terrible, terrible fucking life, man. He always talks about how good he got it. You ain't got it good, Joe. You're bound by the whims of black people. Oh my God.
You get it. I guess they separate art from the person. Now, me as a sneaker collector, I had to get my hand on the Trumps. Doesn't matter. Show us the Trumps, please. Y'all trying to clout chase it. Yeah. Y'all give me a Trump. Give me the Trump, man. Give me the Trump, man. They think I'm fronting. But listen, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of pair of sneakers. When everybody flipped on Kanye, I went and bought the 2 most exclusive Kanyes ever. No, I ain't doing all that. Just give me one of the sneakers. I'm not.
Show them the box first, what it says. It's friends and family. There's only 50 of these.
I got to get my hands on them. Once again, I'm not a Trumper. I dislike Trump.
Why? Why do you dislike Trump? Who thinks he really dislikes Trump? Press 1 if you think he really dislikes Trump. 2. Press 2 if you think he's just saying that to appease black people. One if you think he really dislikes Trump. 2 if he's just saying that to appease some people. Like, why would you have to say that? Like, you don't like Trump? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Once again, I'm not a Trumper. I dislike Trump. I'm not voting for him. Not now, not never. But I'm a sneaker collector into the art. So I had to find these.
But aren't you a money collector? Don't you collect money, Fat Joe? Isn't that one of your things? You collect money? So why would you vote for Biden if you collect money? Black people and their allies are hopeless, man.
Not a Trumper. I dislike Trump. I'm not voting for him. Not now, not never. But I'm a sneaker collector into the art. So I had to find these. Now the mayor's going to call me. Everybody's going to call me and say, you wilding out, Joe. Why you got the Trump? Look, mayor's the first one. Joe, you.
Blacks and their allies are some fucking weird people, man. You black allies, man, y'all some weirdos, man. Meek Mill, what did Meek Mill do? Everybody hit the like button, man. What? What?
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper. 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit. But if you don't, you've been tweeting about you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek? He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name.
Oh my God. No. Not you, Meek. No way, man. Not you, man. You different, right? Meek is different, man. Meek is different, man. He ain't like the rest of them, man. Damn. Not you, Meek.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you.
Hold on, man. What? I saw this one, man. I remember I saw this one.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah. Hey, what's
New court document from Diddy's court case allegedly implies that Meek Mill and Diddy had a sexual relationship. Damn, Meek. I gotta do a poll, man. I gotta do a poll, man. Salute to Stunner, man. Stunner in the building, man. Shout out to Stunner, man. I'm one Stunner, man. Shout out to my man Steve S. coming through once again. Steve S. Op Nation Hall of Famer. Shout out to Pamela Henderson. Pamela Henderson. I gotta do a poll, man. I gotta do a poll, man. I gotta do a poll, man. Let's do a poll, man. Let's get 200 likes, man, so we can start the show, man. I want to start the show, man, but you guys ain't cooperating, man. Stuck on 135, man. 135. Everybody who's in here who has not hit the like button, hit it. Nah, Meek, you ain't let my man Diddy smash, man. Wack 100 gonna have a field day with this one. Salute to Paula Sandridge. Greetings, salutations, Ock, in the nation. Panelists in the chat, y'all rock. Salute to you, Paula Sandridge. Ock Nation Hall of Famer of the highest order. Meat Mills. Meek Fields. Meek Fields, man. Meek got filled up, man. Nah, Meek, man, not you, Meek. Getting your black blown out, man. Damn, Meek. Oh, shit. They dressing alike, man. They dressing alike, man. They even dressing alike, man. Yeah, man. I feel sorry for that midget, man. That midget couldn't walk for days, man. That midget got black, man. They blacked the midget. That midget, man. That midget. That midget. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Take that. Take that. Take that. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. You know what? I haven't seen that midget, man. Somebody send me. Who is that midget, man? I haven't seen him. Is that Wee Man? Is that Wee Man from Jackass? Because I haven't seen Wee Man in a while, man. That's Wee Man from Jackass, man. I hate this for him. My man, little Wee Man. They turned Wee Man into a woman. They turned Wee Man into a woman, man. It's fucked up, man. Meek, you ain't shit, man. Meek, you ain't shit, man. I wonder if they got the little midget from Friday. Remember the little midget from Friday? Did they get the little midget from Friday? Or the little midget from Game of Thrones, man? Somebody check on that little midget from Game of Thrones, see if he all right, man. These some kinky motherfuckers, man. This some next level. I ain't trying to kink shame nobody. Oh, we need 30 more likes to start the show, man. 30 more, man. Damn, bro. Damn, Meek. Damn, Meek. God damn. Let's go to Meek Mill Instagram, man. Oh, his shit private, man. Meek took that. Yo, man. Nah, Meek. This is suspicious behavior, man. Meek done took down all his posts, man. Meek done took down all his posts, man. Nah, Meek. You done took down all your posts, man. Wow. Dream chasers, man. Me, come on, me. He said me ain't trying to get cyberbullied. Hey, man, listen, man. I feel you, man. No, he got to protect himself, man. If that's what he truly is doing, man. Damn, me. Black hole, son. Won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black hole, son. Won't you come? Won't you come? Black hole, son. I used to love that song. That was my favorite song one year. I had never heard rock before, like that. Like but for some reason that song just became my favorite song. I think was this 94, 93, 94, one of them years, man. I had never I've been aware of rock music, but Black Hole Sun, man. That's one of the great songs of all time. Was that Soundgarden? Yeah, man. Meek is a black hole son, man. He is son that love black holes, man. Let me find out, man. Meek, man. Damn, Meek. See, the fucked up part about this is ain't nobody going, damn, Diddy. Like, everybody like this, that we done already resigned to the fact that Diddy is out here doing some shit. We done already resigned to that, man.
He said, call me out my bottom, I'm in her mess catching a tantrum. He said, call me out my bottom, I'm in her mess catching a tantrum.
The fuck is he talking about? Damn, Meek. Diddy had you in there doing a stanky leg, man. I'm more disappointed in Wee Man. God damn you, Wee Man. But this is some jackass shit, man. This is some jackass type shit, man. I remember one time that dude, Steve-O, man, he snorted a worm, man. Steve-O snorted a worm up his nose, man. I like, listen, man. Maybe Wee Man was trying to top that, man. He said, anything you can do, I can do better, man. I'm gonna let y'all hear it one more time, man.
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek. He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name.
Damn, Meek. All this time, Meek been living a lie, man. That's the worst part about it, man. Like, all this time you've been appearing, making videos and shit, and all you got fucked by Diddy. 9 more likes and we get the show started. 9 more likes, man. 9 more likes, man. 9 more likes, man. Damn, Meek. All this time, man, you got your doors blown off, man. Damn. Damn, Meek. I hope this shit ain't true though, man. I hope this is just an allegation, man. That should be so crazy, man. That should be the craziest shit that ever happened, man, in hip hop. I ain't even gonna lie. That'll be the craziest shit that ever happened, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know if anything crazy ever happened in the history of hip hop, if this is true, man. Salute to Louis Barrow, man. He says, son, men, help the economy. We keep defense lawyers, cops, prison staff, and judges with jobs. They will be unemployed. Yeah, detectives, homicide detectives, man, would be fucked up in the game if it wasn't for Sun Men, man. Loss prevention associates, security guards,
insurance companies.
Yeah, man. Street sweepers.
Firemen. Did he say firemen? Like fire departments, the paramedics.
Yeah, paramedics definitely, man.
Did he say the surgeons?
Oh, trauma unit surgeons. Yeah,
all of those people in the hospitals and the ER. Keep them busy.
Yeah, sons.
And so on, man. I'm sure think about that. That's actually a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy, man. Like, damn, yo. Imagine if you were EMT in a like all white town, man. You basically are just stealing. You stealing money. You just chilling.
Right. I mean,
EMT in a town that's 10 or more % black, man. You fucking working your ass off and shit.
Well, I'm sure it's a different kind of word because the gliders love they're dope, man.
So they're heroin and their coat and their Oxycontin and all that stuff.
I'm sure those paramedics are, they got the Narcan handy, Their Narcan budget must be off the fucking Richter.
Without a doubt, man. without a doubt. But even in Kensington, man, all the violent crime in Kensington is done by sons.
Yeah.
So it's
Man,
like,
man, insurance companies for property, the security.
newscasters,
Oh man, the newscasters for
the
sure.
local news.
Right.
What would they talk about? What would the local news talk about? Honestly, man.
I mean, we've gone to news in like small glider towns, and it's boring as shit. What about, most importantly, what about the violence interrupters, right? Bless their heart. What they do? That you wouldn't need violence interrupters.
Right.
That these nonprofits, begging for money for like basketball programs, they'd be shit out of luck.
Basketball.
I got a good one, Chief. The private schools, they would be done though.
Yeah, all the public schools would be fucking doing great. It'd be like America's public school system is a model for the world.
For
man.
the world.
Needs to take notes on whatever they're doing in America. Right. Their public schools have such high standards. Oh my god!
Right, and the next story will be Catholic schools out of business for good.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
It bees what it bees.
It is what it is, man. Oh, we got a Philly representative, man.
Uh-oh.
Man,
what happened in Philly?
What you mean what happened in Philly? Stop, man, don't try that shit, man. Don't come here playing dumb, man.
Right. Reese, did you know that Meek Mill was Geechee? Geechee
No, I saw that. I thought y'all was talking about something else. Oh, all right. Yeah. That dude.
What else is there to talk about, man? What you talking about something else, man?
I stepped away for a while. I stepped away for a minute, and I didn't know what y'all was talking about.
This what we talk about, your boy. Stop trying to.
That ain't my boy. That's not my boy.
So it's common knowledge in Philly that Meek Mill is a Geechee man?
I'm not surprised at that.
You're not surprised? I'm shocked, man. I'm floored, man. Pause. No homo. I'm floored, man.
Meek was
He
in
did not.
the joint.
It did not say Meek Mill name.
Meek Mill was in the joint playing grab ass.
Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj.
They redacted that for nothing.
Yo, Meek.
Yeah, man. There's only one other Philly rapper that he could have that's known for sleeping with men, Will Smith.
Right.
Pretty much narrows it down, right?
They redacted it for shits and giggles.
Yo, man, this is crazy, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. This is just shocking, man. I would be more shocked if like Diddy fucked like Beanie Siegel, man. I would be less shocked than fucking Meek Mill, man. This is shocking, man.
We were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you've been tweeting about you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Wow.
Yo, and you got to tell the feds the truth. You know that too. Like, well, I don't know if this is federal investigation, but like you can't lie on these because if whatever immunity they give you when you lie, if they find out that you lied, they take all of that back.
Yeah,
when you testify.
Also, funeral parlors, man, they'd be struggling.
Oh yeah, funeral homes would be done if it wasn't for some people, man. Damn, me. Oh man, Philly, yo, hey Philly, man. I don't know how y'all can come back from that, man.
Philly is famous for that type of stuff, man. We got a neighborhood over here.
We got a neighborhood in DC. Everywhere has a neighborhood.
But I did not know.
Me, you didn't know we had DuPont Circle, man. Been a neighborhood for fucking 80 years. Listen, man.
Wow.
Listen. Yeah, man.
Our neighborhood
Downtown.
got rainbow street signs though, and rainbow mailboxes, and it's crazy.
Nah, our neighborhood is just like a regular it's like a white neighborhood too. It ain't like a black neighborhood. It's a white neighborhood.
Ours is smack dab in the middle of Center City.
Yeah, ours is downtown too. But look, man. Pause, no homo. For even talking about that. But even knowing where that shit at. But seriously though, man. Yo, man. If Meek got his back blown out by Diddy, man, this is the craziest story in hip hop history, man.
It is. I agree.
I don't think nothing ever happened. Even when rappers get killed, even Pac and Biggie wasn't this big, man. Because how do they come out in public? Do Meek just go underground? Do he go live in a monastery? I'm talking about if it's incontrovertible, if they got footage and shit, or did he just say, all right, goddamn, with Cassie, fuck it, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what do Meek do? What's his next move? Do he just go with it, be like, yeah, man, I did it, and what? Fucking is the gay fucking men is the new fucking women, like Jay-Z did. 30 is the new 40 is the new 30, man.
Yeah, he's gonna have a rough time cleaning this one up. Somebody should come up missing or something.
Salute to Paula Sanders says, at Louis Barrow, right? Since all of the lawyers, judges, DAs are black, it's the sons providing for the sons.
Yo, Ike, also, do you know about ShotSpotter, right? They will go out of business. There will be no need for ShotSpotter.
Yeah, they are going out of business. Yeah, there would be absolutely no need.
No need.
Yo, nobody would have invented that. Think about it. If it wasn't for sons, the people who invented that would have never invented it.
Right. Damn.
You wouldn't have all these chicken spots everywhere either.
Yo, that kind of gives me a whole new perspective on what some people bring to the table. That's a lot of economy right there. A lot of employed people.
We push innovation. We like GE. We don't invent the things we use every day, but we make it better.
Right. I mean, that's a great point. You would not need to create a ShotSpotter. And the creation of it is incredible. It's an incredible tool.
You wouldn't need body cams.
Right, damn. So the company that makes those body cams, they would be fucked up.
Yeah, man.
Maybe the tasers. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
What ADT, Viper, all those alarm
home security?
companies. Yeah, home security, car security. None of that. You wouldn't need none of that shit.
A lot of industries would go away, yo.
We probably wouldn't need, and maybe I'm exaggerating here, but we wouldn't need
the club, man. The club.
Hey, you know who's absolutely fucked? Newports. They're fucked.
Yeah, Newports would be out of. I haven't heard of Newports in a while, but yeah, I'm sure they'd be fucked.
Those motherfuckers would be on welfare in a month if something happened to black people.
We wouldn't need locks on your door. So
the rim companies would be in trouble too.
Yeah, man. Yo, listen, man. You wouldn't need none of that shit, man. You wouldn't need
switches.
Kool-Aid.
The switches. You wouldn't.
Right.
You wouldn't need surveillance cameras.
Nope.
Right. Yo, what about Jordans? Is that fair or no? Jordans will go. No.
Nah, Jordan is universal.
Okay, yeah.
He would take a huge hit, but not much.
But we stamped it though. We stamped it.
Some people, Beatles actually love Jordans too, but not like some people.
Nah.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. You wouldn't need none of that shit. Everything would be on the honor system, man. You would be able to just you wouldn't even have to had a ticket guy, the guy at the stadium who's take everybody ticket and carrot.
Yeah.
People, it would just be like, yo, if we trust you, if you bought a ticket, just go come in.
Right.
It might not be no cops.
Damn. There'll be a lot less cops. Yo,
it would be no usher. It wouldn't be no ushers at the movie theater. You know, you go to the movie.
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
need no
need.
ushers.
You know how some gas stations got security guards? You wouldn't need those security guards. You know how like some like plazas or some like regular stores got security guards? You wouldn't need that. Damn,
How many prisons would close down though? They would turn into malls and shit.
They will be taken back by nature.
Listen, the prison, prisons, they would definitely like have to like start like find repurposing prisons. You would have like one prison in every state.
You would literally have enough buildings to house 2 million migrants.
Yeah,
real shit.
Man, and we need to like mess up if we're not gonna deport them. To be honest, keep them in one place so they can't, fuck around.
Think about all the reality shows that would die.
Oh yeah,
true.
A lot of shit would go away. Now you got me thinking about this shit. Like there's a long laundry list of shit that would vanish overnight.
Yeah, that they bring, whether because think about it, right? They do.
Who you gonna sell a Pooh Shiesty mask to?
Right. It's like someone in the comments said, they don't pay for like when they get gunned down, but the people that are patching them up are getting paid, and they are feeding their family as a result of it. You know what I mean?
A lot of nurses that have to retire and doctors and surgeons.
Right.
They be sitting around with no work to do, especially over here in Camden and Cooper Hospital.
Right. Chicago.
It's the best trauma center in the country.
That's why Grey's Anatomy. You ever seen that show Grey's Anatomy? How like everybody's fucking and they got all these alternate stories. Ain't no black people coming in.
They would be too busy.
All the nurses and doctors are having these fucking relationships and everybody at a black hospital in Memphis.
Ain't no time.
Man, ain't no fucking going on.
Ain't no time, baby. Get to it.
You ain't got no time to be fucking, man. You hustling, man.
Man, and it will also, let's be honest, it would be fucking boring. It would be boring. I mean, it'd be nice and relaxing, but
you'd be safe, but you'd be bored as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Like
you wouldn't be entertained at all. Yo, listen.
Yeah.
TV and music would dry up like a fucking old prune.
It would dry up, Chief, for real.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, Chief. I'm used to, the chaos that the summer brings, like the spontaneous, sudden, unreasonable chaos. I'm like fucking used to it by now.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do with myself. I would have to depend on the hombreros to step it up,
This is funny but sad.
Yeah, that shit is fucking sad, man. It is very sad, man.
We're related to this. Like we can't get away from it. So you know what I mean? It sounds like we're just telling jokes, but we're in pain from this shit, dog.
Exactly. So, think about it, man. If you literally, if you didn't have sons, man, like you could literally get rid of like every like check and balance they got.
We wouldn't even need locks on Earth.
You know where they gotta verify. They like you need 2 forms of ID and shit.
Yo, you could leave your keys in your car for when you come out from work tomorrow. You could just boom, jump in, turn the car on, turn the key.
Yo, that's
white women
crazy.
Would be able to go out by the thousands and just run through the park in the middle of the night whenever they want.
Yo, Chief, you could literally pull up to like the store, get out, get whatever you need, and jump back in your car. You don't gotta turn it off.
Everybody would leave their cars running. White women would be jogging. It would be no fat white women, man. That's
None.
We actually contributed to the obesity rate, man. People can't run, man. Damn. If you work and the only time you can run is after work, man, you will be fat, man.
Man, that's a lie.
Only people with night jobs get to work out.
Man, the shit we went down the line on is a lie. Never mind the shit that we forgot about. Think about it.
Oh shit!
Half of the industries in the world would disappear.
Yo, listen, man. Listen, man. If you think about this, man. if you didn't have Sun People, man, just think about little shit. Those characters at the theme park that got in trouble because they didn't hug every Sun person.
Oh.
Think about like how they even touched them. Like the characters now at the theme parks had to have like this diversity training. Remember they had the diversity training.
Right.
Damn.
That is crazy.
Because they ain't hug my kid. They ain't give my daughter a high five because they racist. And it's like, oh shit.
Well, what would happen to all these places to sell like weave to us?
Oh,
and
yeah,
lashes. All that shit would die.
Yeah,
Straight out of all these nail shops.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a place in the world where their economy is literally selling hair to the United States.
Yeah.
A small town or something, a small area.
Yeah, it's in China.
It's
In
in
China, they
China?
do a lot of it. Yeah.
China, India.
There's like factories full of
India.
Chinese women just working on hair all day.
Temples in India where they shave the women's hair and sell it.
But,
yeah.
But you know what? I believe in balance though, right? I'm pretty sure the Sandman will go out of business and they're gonna have to resort to, sunny shit. I believe in balance.
Yo, keys and locks. There would be no keys on Earth, no locks, nothing, dog. No security systems. So many industries with this. Half of them.
Yeah, that key fob. You know how in these buildings, these new high-rise apartments, you got the key fob. Yeah, that would go out. Yeah, whoever makes those key fobs would definitely fucking have to.
No metal detectors and shit.
Oh, metal detectors. Yeah, they would have never invented metal detectors.
Damn.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
I never thought about this before. That's what's so crazy about this.
No fly list. There wouldn't be no.
Man.
Yo, that's
half
crazy,
of the funeral homes in the world are gone overnight. Half the funeral homes in America gone overnight.
America. At least I would say more than half, maybe, right? But I don't know.
In the major cities, half of
colleges would have to stop offering mortician as a major, man.
right.
African studies and shit.
Yeah, no African studies.
The Innocence
I mean,
Project.
it would free up hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Innocence Project people gone.
Oh yeah.
Should probably be a utopia.
Man, that shit is crazy. It sucks to say, man. I know Fisherman's gonna hate me for saying that, but it's crazy to say, man.
Oh, we know you're their number one fan.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to be a glider. I'm trying to fix, care about the downtrodden, It's the glider in me.
Yo, so hold on. So Meek was taking it south.
That's. I mean, don't come up here acting like you just heard that, man.
I'm
Philly guys, man.
Bro, hold on.
Guys getting on my damn nerves.
Hold on.
They don't know what's going on.
Hold on. I literally, this is literally my first time hearing about this. This is literally my first time hearing about it.
I've never heard it.
I never heard it, but I could believe it.
Philly guys, man.
Hell yeah, I can believe that shit. Meek Mills is not like that, yo.
Hey,
go find that video of him hitting the punching bag. You can tell this dude is soft.
Yeah, he take it. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, he looked like a punk.
No, hold on. It's one thing to be soft. There's a bunch of soft guys. I know a bunch of soft guys that's fucking out both pants leg. It's another thing to get your back blown out by Diddy. This is the biggest story in hip hop history, man.
Yeah, that's like worse than getting beat to death.
Yeah,
man.
No. This is akin to that guy literally getting fucked to death.
This is bigger than Teddy Pendergrass getting blown on East River Drive, dog.
Yeah.
This is the biggest
Another
Philly news
guy.
ever.
Another Philly guy.
Yo,
this is bigger than AR Ab's indictment, all that other bullshit.
But also, I got to take up for the Philly woman. You know where all the bad bitches be at in Philly?
Mount Airy.
At the funerals. I was just at a funeral, bro. I was at a funeral, dog. I seen so many fat asses in that joint, man.
Yeah, but we're not talking about fat asses. We talking about faces.
No,
man.
they was nice too, bro. They was decent. There was some nice bitches in there,
Ock
bro.
needs to come to Philly and really see Mount Airy and Winfield and Penrose, like where it's literally like all baddies.
Nah,
damn near like 70%.
Bro, we gonna pick up some bitches at the funeral, man. They weak, vulnerable.
Time out. You gonna tell me on the day that Meek Mill get exposed for getting his back blown out, if you want any evidence that the women in Philly It's not all that, man. Meek, even Meek, man, he said, "Shit, man."
Hey,
y'all,
man. Hey,
most of the shit you see, right, is
listen.
North Philly and West Philly.
Yeah,
They are not legendary for beautiful. North Philly is famous for having ugly
Reese,
chicks.
Hold on, Reese. Hold on.
Am I
Reese.
lying, bro?
No, you ain't lying. And you give credence to this. Guess where the funeral was at?
Where?
Up Alany, and they families from like Germantown and shit. So give
Alany
credence
is
to
still like that's still North Philly.
No.
Alany is not. It's not Mount Airy yet.
No, so listen, the funeral, Germantown got decent women too.
Yes,
so
yes.
So that's where the family was from. They was from Germantown. So now that makes sense, bro. If I show you one of these, if I show you two of these aunts, bro, turkeys, pretty light skinned Jones, I was like, my God.
Let me read some of these super chats. Salute to Charles. He says every city is Mayberry without sons. Abe the Hunter says, "Stop it! Gliders be breaking into houses too."
Everybody can.
Yeah, but at the rate they see, this the difference. Everything would happen. Yes, somebody would get killed. Yes,
someone will get raped.
The rate. That's what I'm talking about. BIPOC Shakur says Meek runs in the same circles as P. Diddy and Robert Kraft. People are surprised by these allegations. Also, car insurance would be at
It's true.
There wouldn't be no fucking car insurance.
Glider crime too is we snitch on each other.
Yeah,
exactly. Cooperate with police. Yeah, there will be no First 48. No, none of that. No World Star Hip Hop. Will be none of that shit, man.
Yo, dare I say that Glock stock would take a big hit?
Damn.
Yeah, sons love guns, man. Like
I don't know. I think white people, just because they don't shoot the guns, doesn't mean they don't own them.
No. But I mean, from what I could tell, sons be having a lot of guns too, though. You know?
Nah. I think. See, I live in a place where gliders. Yo, gliders. You could be in a city where every glider owns a gun, and there's be like two murders the whole year. Don't get it twisted, man. If you would have went to Unite the Right rally, I was at the Unite the Right rally in 2019 in Richmond, Virginia. And
that's
listen,
funny
man,
as shit.
I never felt safer.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm saying
I live streamed from there. I think I live streamed from the Unite the Right rally, man.
But Gliders not Glock guys though. Gliders like more like Smith and Wessons and like they're not Glock guys.
They like too, but some people
you sure?
Also love guns. Yeah.
They're not hand.
I can promise you they like Glocks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Glock is a pretty like international, brand.
But CZ is where it's at, really.
I'm more of a ghost gun kind of guy.
Yo, Wild Crook County thought I was a porn bomber, bro.
What do you mean?
The other day when y'all, cause I didn't get bored up in time. Like I had to, I had to be at a funeral the next morning. The funeral I was just talking about. So I had left the back. He's like, no, that was probably a porn bomber. I don't put that on my name, Crook.
Well, these bombers be using people's names, and they be doing
that's like the main thing they do now.
That's
they pretend to be somebody else.
Yeah, the craziest one was when they use Wardell, because you know how Wardell don't really move.
Oh yeah, Dell. Yeah, they use Wardell's face.
And Wardell don't really be moving too much. He's not really that anime. He's just there. So they used that. It was hilarious.
So they got like. So how did this Meek story come about? Because I honestly didn't hear about it. Like this is insane.
It's in the testimony. Somebody it's a 73-page report on what Diddy's doing behind the scenes and shit. Because of all the shit. And somebody said that Diddy told him that he fucked Meek. And that's in the testimony. And the guy is the actual guy.
Fair, but it is redacted to be fair.
Well, they might as well not have redacted it by giving up the other details.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I could believe it, man. Meek got a little skinny, man. He probably fighting that monster or something. He got I thought it was the
man.
perks, but
damn, y'all going there with it, man. This is where I was. This is the Richmond. This was 2019, 2020, maybe. It might have been 2019 or 2020, one of them years. Where they had that thing in Richmond. Damn, I can't even find it. Oh, here it is. This right here, this rally. It was a big thing. Do y'all remember this? With all the they came to the capital, state capital of Richmond.
Oh, it's because of the governor was going to do something.
Yeah. I mean, every single person there had a gun, a long rifle.
Wow.
The biggest threat to the country's safety.
And you never felt safe. All these white people have rifles. Everyone has a rifle.
And nobody got shot? No arguments, nothing?
What you looking at,
motherfucker? I promise you, there was a shooting, but it was in the city. Like, there's a main street called Broad Street, not too far from here, where there's a lot of riffraff there. There was a shooting, and it was some city sun turds that got into a shooting there, and not one bullet. There wasn't an accidental. You know how the NFAC, that black group, they always have accidental discharges every time they have a rally. There was not one accidental discharge, and I promise you, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. There were more than 10,000 people armed down there. And it was all long rifles. It was all ARs.
Look, I think it's fair. I think it's fair to say if there was a shooting there, it would probably be Suns.
And it was some Suns. I saw little pockets of Suns, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 Suns, and they was, like, we black. You know how black people act and shit. Like they can't just be down there and be with everybody. They gotta be real black on them.
My Mousy was probably there. Let's be honest.
Yo,
he was probably in the mix.
Yo, listen,
with his gay pride flag.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, Miles. Oh my! Why are you putting that on Mozzie's name, man?
Oh man, shit.
Mozzie ain't. Mozzie
you ever been woke before?
Yeah, back in the day.
You been dashiki woke and Sarnetta woke?
I grew up like that. That's how I grew up.
Yeah, me too,
like
yo.
that.
Yeah, I went to one of those schools where they used to.
I still am a little bit. I still got a little bit of that in me.
So how you feel about Ike then? With all the shit I be saying, then you must not like it, right?
No. I'm a realist. Like I understand. I got a history. My people got a history, but I also understand the present and the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm real all across the board. Like whatever. We built pyramids, but fuck that.
Yo, I like the way also puts it. It's like tough love. You know what I mean? You got to be honest about it. You know?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
A lot of people are afraid to do that.
Yeah. Also, it's to a point now where, because of social media, see, in the 80s, it was like a niche thing. That a lot of black people wasn't on that pro-black shit. It was just hardcore black people that were on that pro-black dashikis and kente cloth and shit.
Yeah.
Now the social media has a lot of black people that would have never been. Somebody got mute himself. It's a lot of black people would have never been into that stuff, never would have heard about that stuff, that are into it. And black people are way more annoying now. See, in the 80s, you didn't know what a lot of black people thought because you didn't know what black people outside of your city thought. I remember when I used to go to basketball camps, I would meet people from other cities, and only thing they would know about DC was Mary Berry. Oh, y'all Mary be smoking crack. Anything, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know shit about other places. Like I go to basketball camp in Monmouth, New Jersey.
That's true.
And I go with the basketball camps, different places and shit. And that was my only time meeting people from other places. I didn't know what people were doing. All I knew is that they have their hood, they wild as fuck up there, and they ghetto.
Hey, yo, Hawk, there was a little short woke period when Public Enemy first album dropped. For a hot minute, everybody was walking around with African medallions and the fist on the t-shirt for a hot minute.
The African medallions was big back in those days. You had a lot of rap groups, Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan. You had a bunch of rap groups. that was conscious. They called them conscious rappers and shit. Brand Nubians, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, Queen Latifah was even like that. But
she used to wear dashikis and the Egyptian head wrap.
Exactly.
Self-destruction.
Yeah, all that shit.
Self-destruction.
What's the group? Daddy-O and the Stetsasonic. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But look,
X-Clan.
Black people weren't as annoying. Like the black people, you didn't like. You had what? ABC, NBC, CBS, Channel 20. You didn't even have the CW or the UBN. You had Channel 20. And, you had like 54. You had like 8 channels altogether, and on the dial. It was a dial. Remember the dial and shit. And you couldn't find out what niggas was talking about, so they wasn't as annoying. They'd have a march or a riot every now and then, and you'd hear about it on the news, but you wouldn't get to talk. That every black person didn't have a way to get their point out there like they do now. So
You couldn't start up a live stream with 10 woke motherfuckers on it.
Yeah, there was no Twitter, no Facebook. That makes black people annoying, because black people are cool if you don't have to talk to them about everything. If you don't have to know what they think about everything. Once they can get to you, because one thing black people like to do, they like to pick at people. They like to twist the knife and
fucking fact. They do it to each other.
Do you think we would have been further along, like if NWA never happened? Do you think like black people scholars?
Because remember how I showed you guys on the videos, the old videos, man.
Yeah. Don't forget about Schoolie D from Philly.
They're the same shit.
Schoolie, I listen to Schoolie D. Schoolie D fucking suck. I listened to some of his shit.
He's a trash rapper, but he's the first like vile gangster type kill your mother rapper, not that type of shit. He's the first one.
What was that? What was that song? Parkside
PSK, Parkside Killers. PSK.
PSK.
You know what I mean? People always say, I don't even know the name.
People always say that we getting the green.
All I know is the end. He says, "Sucker ass nigga, I will shoot you dead."
Yo, I swear she will go out of business. Too. Like out of business, literally done today.
Nah, Backwoods.
Swisher?
Backwoods. Swisher, yeah.
Backwoods.
All of them, a lot of them will be gone.
Yeah, Bluntville's will be. All them people be on welfare.
Bluntville. Yeah, Bluntville.
Yeah, they're fucked.
I don't know Bluntville. That shows you how late.
Honestly, y'all, some of the potato chip companies will take a hit, and some of the candy like
Vintners. Hey, y'all eat Vintners over there? Where y'all at Philly? And
I don't even know what that is.
Let me show you something though. Let me show you something to what your face said. To what Lomingo said. Like for instance, like NWA was talking about this shit, but
NWA was kind of woke. Aquin on their first album, and then they went gangster.
Pretty much hoped it did.
Right, but these people,
but I don't know why.
These people were really doing like these people exist. Whether NWA rapped about these people or not, these people were still alive and doing this shit.
See, he stood there because he thought it was a climb. They rolled out his name and they said, let's try. They pulled out the gat and they pulled the trigger. But every look back and his eyes got bigger. He tried to run, but
I asked them, was they going? And they said no. And I told them, y'all, because I should turn around and shoot you. And I got
Sylvia Nunn, 25. She was as bad as any of the guys in the gangs. Probably worse. You shot somebody once, right?
I don't know whether I shot him or not. I'm not going to necessarily say that my bullet was the one that hit that person. You know,
damn.
At that time, I kind of pretty much hoped it did.
The female of the species.
There were quite a few of us from my area that went out to shoot up another gang. There were 2 of us had the same kind of gun.
Lock her ass up.
Found in her
right there.
Did come from the type of gun that I was using. But like I said, there was also a guy who had the same kind of gun. So I can't necessarily say it was me who shot her or him who shot her. And to be frankly, I don't even care. You know.
Wow.
It was gang related.
No, my brother had got shot. You know, it's like if they shoot my brother, I don't give a damn. You know.
What happened to the woman?
She was pregnant at the time. She lost her baby. I guess she's okay today. I don't know. I haven't seen her since that happened. Today I don't feel good about all that stuff, you know. Today I don't feel good about that at all. I think about it today, whether you believe me or not, it's like constantly, you know, I ask God for forgiveness.
Don't believe you.
Because if
You
hell
just
is any
said
worse than this,
I don't believe that at all.
She literally just said she didn't care.
I don't believe her at
Yeah.
all.
She just standing
realized
in
that
front
she
of
talked on
gliders.
camera. No, she
bipolar.
realized it. No, she realized sometimes you get to talking because remember back in these days, talking on camera was rare. So she probably got happy with it. She got happy with it and shit. And said, "Oh shit, I just admitted to a crime."
Yeah.
So
Bro.
it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to think about a change. We study dying, man. I know, but even if the Crips came and they say, okay, we ready to hang
all
you.
right, this is 88, right? Say NWA never started. Do these people just disappear in the thin air? Do they vanish like the rapture? Nah, man.
No.
These people was doing their thing.
Hold on. When NWA came, that just gave them like negative reinforcement. That just gave
That's
them.
irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
Nah,
You don't
these
think that gave
people was
them negative
doing this shit.
reinforcement? Like, yeah, we about to turn this shit. Like, this make me want to shoot some more niggas.
Nah, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. You gotta understand how deep this shit is. Like you watch the show when I be showing you this
Negroes in Negro land.
88 and shit.
Yeah, I watched.
63, man.
I watched all those episodes.
Remember the one in 63 when they were rapping, walking down the street in 1964?
Yeah, that's Philly, right? That was Philly.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
I don't remember, but they were literally rapping. It was drill. They were like, I'm on that hooch. Whoop, I'm on that. Dope.
That nigga said, I'll drink some cognac, then kick your ass.
Right.
NWA really didn't. NWA they talked about what was really going on, and don't get me wrong. I wish that they didn't. They I'm sure they made a lot of guys like pretenders or fakers or borderline guys that probably wouldn't have got involved in that stuff. Got into it because they thought it was cool from seeing that and shit, and they probably made it go worldwide, the Crips and the Bloods and shit like that. But as far as like for instance, if New York didn't have Bloods and Crips, they would have another gang. They just use Blood and Crip because they saw NWA and shit like that and blah blah blah. They wanted to be like the LA dudes, but it's just, man. Listen, man. Look at this. Just look at the years we did that one. Boston has a murder problem. Look at
That's one way to put it.
No solutions.
There are no solutions. I'm trying to find that one from Atlanta.
Genocide is a solution.
Mass incarceration.
Or genocide.
No, mass incarceration, man.
No, we're talking about solutions, right? I know that sounds funny, but there is no solution to any of it. The only thing that would work was arm all the citizens or it's genocide.
You don't think mass incarceration will work again?
Fuck no, man. I did 10 years, man. People get worse in prison.
Yeah, they do. It puts them away for the time being, but yeah.
There are a lot of people that go to jail and say, fuck this shit, never again. Yeah. But there are a lot of niggas in there like honing their craft and trying to setting up shit for when they get out.
Yo, honing their craft is crazy.
Yo, when you put it that way, man, you make a compelling point, Reed. I'm not
nigga, you get a chance to go. Look, prison is like
it's like going to university.
It's like a college where you go how to learn to be a better criminal.
Yo, honing your craft.
Yeah,
honing your craft. I mean, that shit literally is a school of sorts.
Crazy.
But they tell me like, no, man, you put the drugs here.
I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example. When I went to jail, right? They sent me to a jail with a whole bunch of young boys in it. Even though I was only 24, I was around a bunch of niggas that was 18, 19, 17. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I put these niggas up on so much game. I taught them about the tennis ball trick, right? If you're on the block hustling, right? The tennis ball is the best. Slit the tennis ball open with a razor, and you got your drugs in it. And when they scramble the block and blitz, you throw your shit on somebody's roof.
You just launch it, right?
Who can't throw a fat dude can throw a tennis ball on a roof? Right, anybody can do that. A little girl can
launch that joint.
Nobody even knew about. I was in the jail with 2,000 niggas, and nobody knew about the tennis ball trip.
Wow.
Yeah, you was probably in that bitch like Socrates.
Yeah, kinda, man.
Yeah, man. I agree. Like, yeah, but I still think you should lock those people away. I don't think you get rid of prison because it makes them worse. I think you make prison. I think prison should be worse. I think prison is too good. It makes it makes people not want to. I mean, it makes people. You want to make people not want to go to prison,
right?
Yeah,
I think people be like, if you were king, how would things go?
You sound like Bukele.
Somebody gets caught with some heroin, and Ak is king. What do you do to him?
Coal mine.
They're getting
lashes. Yeah, exactly. Like work, like not just sitting around playing fucking dominoes. Like you're gonna like go to prison and you are going to work. You're gonna fucking be occupied. Your time is going to be occupied. Your body is going to be occupied. Your sweat and your tears are going to be occupied. You're going to think. Like when a son man does a crime or when he commits to a crime on the street, he gonna be about it because he know like yo if he caught,
man, I'm at the work.
I had that attitude at one time, yo. Like fuck it, it's all or nothing, you know.
Yeah, but you knew you was going to play cards and fucking work and you know and watch TV in prison. You wasn't going to one of my prisons where you was going to fucking get back to your cell covered in sweat, pause no homo every fucking night.
Yeah. I did a year in the hole, yo. That shit was hell. I can't imagine people that got to do a whole bid like that.
What they put you in the hole for?
I got caught with some cash and some weapons.
I know a guy did. He went in at 16, and they sent him to an adult prison at 16. He stayed in the hole till he was 18, and yeah, he said that shit drove him crazy.
It made me nuts, yo. I thought about offing myself when I was in there, but I figured something out. So I took my bed and stood it up tall, so that the legs were poking out, and then I wrapped my mattress up and tied the sheets around it to make me a heavy bag. So I would just hit the heavy bag for like 4 hours a day. And, you know, when I came out that hole, dog, I was beating niggas half to death in that jail, yo. I was so fucking sharp. Yo, me and my celly rumbled one time. I fucked this boy up so bad. He was blind for 2 days, right? Both his eyes were shut. I literally had to feed this nigga and like walk him to the toilet so he could shit for like 2 fucking days. Because we had to take care of him because we couldn't let the COs see him like that. And not only that, I had a busted lip and a black eye, so I had to stay in the cell with him too. We were hostages in our own cell for 2 days just because we fought.
Did y'all become friends after that?
Not friends, but we understood, like, you know what I mean? We rumbled. It's over.
Oh, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you could do. Like, if you're going to rumble somebody, you're going to rumble your cellie and not tell the COs, you got to go back to that cell.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, dog. Beat somebody eyes closed. That's insane.
It's not. It don't sound that bad. Like if you get one black eye, you bad. But if you get hit in both eyes, you're gonna be blind for.
I've had eyes closed and I've closed dude eye. Like when your eye get closed, man, that's swelling. Yo, if somebody blow some cigarette smoke on your eye, that shit gonna be painful.
And it lasts like a day or two. You're not gonna have full vision for like
more than a day. That shit lasts more than a day, man.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It does.
It lasts for like a week, man. And then
I'm talking about when you're blind. You're only gonna be blind for like a day or two. You're gonna start seeing out the corner.
Shades, man. I had shades on at work, man. My shit was fucked up, man. Yeah, man, that shit ain't no good, man. When you get your fucking eye closed like that, man. I'm talking about clothes where it be fat and closed, not just clothes, but fat and closed. That shit be crazy.
Yeah, I ain't trying with it.
You remember the old boxing gloves, before they sold the thumb to the joint?
Nah,
The old boxing gloves, the thumb used to stick out just like that.
Oh, wow.
And a white boy had caught me. I was sparring with this white boy. This motherfucker caught me right in the eye with the thumb. You talking about pain? Nigga, I just curled up on the ground in the ring and everybody was cheering like, they thought he knocked me the fuck out. Yo, when I got home, my baby mom was doing all type of dumb shit, cold spoons and putting makeup on my eye, and my shit was shut, nigga. Shut.
Yeah. This is 1974 though. 1974.
Wow. I'm 4 years old in this video, y'all.
This metropolis is known for its aggressiveness in race relations, education, financial stability. They call it the world's next great city.
Wow.
But the blight on all of this is another achievement. Atlanta has one of the highest homicide rates for a city its size in the nation. There is a war going on here, but not much has been done to stop it, and only a few are involved in the massacre, but even they are too many.
3210, there'll be one black male in the early 20s, have a blue jean jacket, short.
Edgewood and Butler, Signal 67 in the street. Advise me on it. You ready?
Yeah.
What you driving?
34.
Okay.
For most of us, the urgent sound of an emergency vehicle is just a noise we hear in the distance. And the only acknowledgement we give to that screaming sound is a sometime comment, "I wonder what's happening over there now." But for too many of us, that heart-pumping sound is all too familiar. For some of us know it is coming our way again. With few exceptions, the victims look the same. They are black. With few exceptions, the offenders look the same. They are black. And the trouble is in the ghetto. By no means will we attempt in this presentation to discredit any one group for the soaring crime rate in this country. For the problem is with all of us. But the hard facts speak for themselves. If you check the police reports in most major cities, you will find that a higher percentage of physical violent offenses are committed by blacks against blacks. This program
1974. You talking about some fucking NWA.
All right,
I won't be pissed if I was NWA. Like, you gonna blame me?
Yeah, so listen, man, like people like Fish and like a couple other people who don't believe, like, I'm going back into the woke shit, right? Who don't believe that sons are the people that spoke about in the Bible. Like, bro, like, for generations, we had a reprobate mind. To this day, like, niggas got reprobate minds. Like this shit is
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, reprobate mind just mean like you like your brain is doomed to like a criminal thought path. Like, you just ignorant. That's
DNA though.
Nah, yeah. That's DNA, but could that DNA be a curse? Ain't like, yo, if you read the Bible, bro, like the people in the Bible, the motherfuckers who killed Jesus was motherfuckers who look like Jesus. Like, bro, like the chosen people of the Bible defy God at every turn. And there's only one people around that's still doing dumb shit.
That's insane.
That's how I look at it.
This program is about black-on-black killings.
Yeah. Nervous. You can understand that, right?
To bring any of us either.
This scene is in southeast Atlanta, a so-called low-income community with all the social economic problems. Side rate will go down. But politicians must think of things like their public image, votes, public interest, their future. To believe that the elimination of cheap guns is a cure-all for the soaring homicide rate among blacks is to misunderstand the problem. Clearly, the kind
blacks. We at CTB, like all people of goodwill, have worked toward the day when Atlanta became a total community. Today, Citizens Trust Bank serves that total community. It is in this light that we present a problem that is basically black, yet a problem that cannot help but affect the reputation and progress of all Atlanta. For this reason, we urge your careful attention.
It's typical of such an area. But it could just as well be Detroit, Chicago, New York, Baltimore, or any city with a large black population. As of December 31st, Atlanta recorded 271 homicides. And if the homicide rate for this year continues as it has so far, last year's figure will be passed. Now, we are not talking about stranger-to-stranger acts of violence. That rarely happens. We're talking about people who, for the most part, knew or lived with, or even loved their victims. The question we raise is, why does it happen?
Okay, this whole
DNA.
In 1972, Atlanta recorded 260 homicides, and 165 of the victims were shot with a pistol, a handgun. And 1973 was about the same, except there were more killings. Most of the offenders and victims were black, more specifically, black men. The killer is between 17 and 50 years old, with the 17 to 24 age group comprising 1/3 of all homicide offenders. He commits his act of violence on weekends, the third weekend in the month, mostly in December, with August running a close second. It happens between the hours of 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. in the morning. He is a laborer. He may or may not be employed. He is not financially stable. He lashes out at an acquaintance, someone he knows, someone from his community, or his spouse, or a relative. Most of these homicides are committed in the residence of the victim or the offender, not in the street or a dark alley, but in the home, a man's castle. The homicide offender is usually caught very quickly. He did not plot his crime, he acted in the heat of passion. And most times, the offender and the victim are drinking when the trouble begins. Because a handgun is used in most homicides, there has been a concerted effort by some to make handguns harder to buy. But there has been...
So they already tried to do the handgun thing. You know how now they do the rifles and shit?
What, the
They
turn-ins or
tried to
some
get rid of
shit?
handguns. Yeah, they were trying to get rid of handguns. Because of sons.
That shit crazy, bro.
Been just as concerted an effort by others to keep them available. It is possible in Georgia for a person to walk out of jail after serving time for murder, walk into a store and buy a gun. All you need to get a gun here from any gun dealer is identification, something like a driver's license, proving to the satisfaction of the clerk that you are who you claim to be. No questions need be asked. The law does not require the gun dealer to check you out. But despite that hole in the law, it should be pointed out to their credit that some gun salesmen turn down many of the people who try to buy a gun, and they don't have to. They know they could be the victim someday of an armed, misguided soul. And believe it or not, some gun shop owners are not opposed to stricter gun control laws. But to some people, any type of gun control is a step toward gun confiscation. So they fight gun control with vigor and thus far have seemingly won the argument. Some politicians and others claim all they want is an end to the sale of cheap handguns, the so-called Saturday night specials, the $12 to $20 weapons most anyone can buy. If we do that, they shout, the homicide rate will go down. But politicians must think of things like their public image, votes, public interest, their future. To believe that the elimination of cheap guns is a cure-all for the soaring homicide rate among blacks is to misunderstand the problem. Clearly, the kind of killings we are talking about are domestic, happening behind closed doors, during a heated argument. A knife would do just as well, or a brick. This man's job is to trace the flesh-rippling path of a bullet or death by a knife-inflicted wound, the cause of death. He is the medical...
Think about this. No one is wearing gloves. No one. I haven't seen a pair of gloves yet. They just fish through blood like they didn't. You didn't have those worries back then, you know? What a different world it was, man.
Medical examiner.
Think about how many times he's done this. Just pulled a bullet out of a body with his bare hands. Yeah, for his bare hands. You never think about it. He's not thinking about nothing he's not thinking about no diseases or nothing like that. Nothing. He just does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't do that with Meek.
For Fulton County. Except for a few details, his reports all too often sound the same.
Case number 2324. Information available at the time of autopsy of the death. An unidentified young Negro male was reported to the office of Fulton Medical Examiner by members of the Atlanta Police Department at 7:30 p.m. on November 30th, 1973, period. It was reported that the decedent had apparently been shot by another and had been found on a sidewalk, period. Under provisions of Georgia Code 21-205, a postmortem examination, including autopsy of the bodies performed by the undersigned to determine the cause of death, period. This examination takes place in the Fulton County morgue beginning at 2 p.m. on December 1st, 1973, period.
If gun control is not the answer to the problem of black-on-black killings in this country, then what is? Why is it that when we hear the wailing sound of an ambulance or see the flashing light of a police car, they are almost always heading toward the same neighborhoods?
1974, man.
Right. Yo, and these paramedics, right, that are diving in to save these dudes, right? If one of them were to get carjacked and then be caught using the son word, all the shit he did to save son, man, would be out the window. He's a racist.
Yep. Your life, some people, like, they're just so annoying, man. They're so annoying, man. Even these people right here in this thing, like, they haven't been annoying yet. I'm just waiting for it.
And except for the names to pick up the same black bodies, arrest the same black faces, could it be that there is something more violent, more aggressive about some of us?
That's absurd. Now,
there
it is a fact that the American society itself teaches all people to be aggressive. And society fails to give black people a mechanism, a way to carry out their aggressions in sanctioned or acceptable ways by the American system. So the ways that we have to carry out
a bunch
what the fuck does that even mean?
That nigga said a bunch of nothing, yo.
It's like you want fight clubs or something? Like, what the fuck you want?
Yeah, what year is this on?
74.
Did you say 2024?
Same thing, man.
It's not acceptable to many parts of the American system, but it's not anything which is biological. It is not something which is inherited. It's simple a choice of alternatives. The alternatives for blacks are less, and they are very definitely limited in terms of the ways they can go about doing the thing in an acceptable manner as far as prosperity is concerned. Let's examine that maybe. White America has direct inroads to the banking institutions and to the police department and to the public elected officials to the degree that when something happens in their community, they get an immediate response. That situation is corrected. Therefore, they don't have to take the law into their own hands, kind of like white people that were vigilantes used to do. If a person is allowed to become a part of the American economic structure at the serious input level, similar to what the Jews did when they went to Miami and they were denied admittance to hotels, Because they were allowed to be a part of the broader economy, they went down and vented their frustrations by purchasing the hotels and the resorts. And now they basically own literally all of Miami.
What?
That is a way of venting frustrations and aggression. The same.
Fisherman.
So the Jews were shooting each other before they
Right.
bought hotels.
So Fish, I'm gonna tell you this. You know about Murder Inc?
Yeah, the
No.
mafia. Yeah,
Yeah, them Jew boys, most factions and races, they built their wealth through the criminal empire. The one thing with some people never figured out how to transfer the money over to something legal. But them Jew motherfuckers, when they came over here, how they hit, bro, they was whacking shit, bro. And they took all that money, they went down to Miami and they built Hollywood. They still move like the mob. Them Jew
Oh yeah, they still move like the mob, but the notion that like,
There is
oh,
violence.
these sons are vigilantes and that's why they're doing this.
No, this
is
guy's a dumbass.
silly.
Yo,
No,
what
yeah.
I
This guy's a
understood
dumbass.
was what I understood was he shot his cousin because of Gladys. That's why he shot his
The
cousin. That's
degree
why he murdered
of opportunity has not been allowed to blacks.
Well, then, if the oppressed know who they are really angry with,
Can I
if
say
it is
one more
really
thing?
not their friend or relative, then why don't they
So he was saying like we don't have access to the police, right? It's like, well, when you do have access to the police, you don't like it. So explain where is the winning move according to his logic?
It shows the police showing up. Like the police are in their neighborhood more than any other neighborhood. That guy's just talking shit.
They take out their anger on the source of their aggravation.
Many times people feel that they're too threatened to deal directly with the person that's causing them discomfort, anger, hostility, or whatever. That person may be too powerful to them as they see it in their life situation, whether it's their employer, whether it's their husband, if in the case of an adolescent, whether it's the parents, the powerful parental figures who have a great deal of influence over the children. For an example, if an employee feels that his employer in some way is not giving him his just due or is harassing him, he may well feel that it's impossible for him to confront the employer directly because of the risk of losing his job or not gaining a promotion or in some way causing his employer to be angry with him. Rather than dealing directly with the employer, he may displace his anger onto his family when he returns home. He may find himself getting into arguments with friends and neighbors as a result of not the interaction between the friends and neighbors and the family members, but his displacing his anger from the employer.
God, they got so many excuses.
Yeah, this is total bullshit.
No, that shit was. I started falling. That shit was nothing but a word solid. Displaying his anger to such the matter, dog.
Yo, nothing has changed with us, man.
Employee situation
Still blaming
onto a less threatening situation where he doesn't have to fear the loss of his financial income.
Defendant, come forward, please.
When the tragic dust of a homicide settles and the law steps in to arrest the offender, he is charged with murder. The grand jury indicts him for murder. But when the court hears his side, the killing becomes an act of insane emotional unstableness. He didn't mean to do it. So he is sentenced to jail for voluntary manslaughter.
Complete your sentence.
But his act of passion has a very high price.
Your punishment will be imprisonment for the rest of your natural life. Write it up, Madam Clerk.
Wow.
This courtroom scene is not for real. It is a play dramatizing the court carrying out its duty. In the end, a wild, insane moment of violence usually ends up here with a sane moment of justice.
Also, I would like to inform you that you will be eligible for parole after you have completed 7 years of your sentence. Now, this does not mean that you will necessarily get parole, and the court has nothing to do with this matter. I do want you to know, however, that you might be able to earn parole if you want to try to do so. My best advice to you would be to best person you can while you are serving your punishment and hope thereby to earn parole somewhere along the way. All right, Mr. Sheriff.
Why all them judges write the same?
This man is serving a 12-year sentence for shooting to death one man and wounding another. As he has all the time in the world to replay his episode over and over in his mind, he wishes for a second chance. He, like most long-timers, wish that it was all just a bad dream and that soon he will awaken and a lifetime of misery will just be a nightmare to forget.
Well, with the time I had to think now, I wouldn't have did anything but just went on and forgot about it and just figured my laws and their game and let the law handle it in their way. I called the police before the police came, and I had went home and got this gun and came back, and we had this shootout, and one of the men got killed. And I'm sorry that it happened that way, but they also tried to kill me in return because they shot me twice.
If we know all we think we do about this black-on-black homicide problem, why can't we do something about it? Or do we really want to?
Well, I think society would like to do something about it, but it's going to cost some money. And it's all it's an economic problem.
Tell me about
it. Quite a lot of money.
Yo, that's one of my favorite lines the guy just said. When some people say they want us killing each other, man. They want, man, shut the fuck up, dude.
Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again.
From his economic situation. Many of the men, for instance, that murders their wives or vice versa, he gets paid off. And he realizes he does not have enough to pay the bills of the family. It means the really necessary bills, food, clothing, rent. And he'll stop by the American Legion or some other club and play the slot machine, trying to get hold to a little more, and he'll lose that. And he goes home and he's angry. The first thing his wife said, he kills some fella, steps on his foot and bumps into him. Now, the other thing is the unemployed. These people with the cost of living nowadays, it's a scramble like wild animals. And the fit, the strong ones survive. But it's a matter of economics. And it's getting worse and worse because the cost of living is continuing to skyrise. Jobs are becoming fewer and fewer. And it's almost impossible for these people to live in a high-priced society like ours.
Tell me about it.
So what can be done about this?
Well, one thing can be done. It's a matter of education. That's one problem, one way to attack the matter of education. We must do documentaries and we must explain how these things happen because it's kind of like a temper explosion. You know, the guy goes off like that. And he must be prepared to deal with this. You know, like we did in nonviolence. We were going to be beat up by the Ku Klux Klan. We had to prepare ourselves mentally not to retaliate. And he has to understand the economic deprivation of his life. The other things is to make it possible for these people to live, that they won't have to go out and hustle one another and kill up one another, you know, through hustling and through frustration. Unless something is done, it's going to be too dangerous to even walk the streets.
The problem of black-on-black killings can never be controlled unless the people involved make some changes. They first must move to help themselves, or nothing can be done. We must first begin to lift our own burden before we can expect anyone else to help. Dr. King said it. A man can't ride your back unless it is bent. We must stand up like men, get ourselves together. But it should be clear by now that people with a direction, a sense of responsibility, family ties, love and respect for one another are not involved in this tragic abuse of life we have been describing in this presentation. Some men believe that it is our souls that need changing.
What are we going to do to deal with a problem that we can't blame on anybody else anymore? And I think that you who are with us sometimes as families, who are community leaders, may need to take a new look and give us a new direction to go back to doing some of the good old time things that we used to do to keep our families together. The ways in which we ought to go back to the church and learn how to live together and love one another. And you know, people who go to church, people who pray together, people who have family activities of a wholesome sort don't end up doing that. And so I just want to appeal to you to let's start thinking about what it is that makes us angry. Let's begin to say to our sons what it means to be a man. You know, power and manhood doesn't come out of a barrel of a gun. I learned in the movement that I could deal with a man with a gun far better using my brain than I could have had I used a gun. It's hard sometimes to learn to relate to the people you love the most. And so I think we've got to begin to think hard about the kind of respect that we have for our loved ones.
Yo, these Negroes can talk about nothing.
Yeah.
They all got the same cadence too. They all try to sound like Malcolm X.
Jesus Christ.
Preacher shit.
He would have been a violence interrupter today.
Jeez. Please, man.
I wish that if he's still alive, he could see the state of affairs today. He will be fucking spinning in his grave if he's gone.
Supposedly, at some point in time, back in history, everything was not. It was all, you know, milkshakes and rainbows. At some point, some way.
Jeez, man. Let's see what's going on now, man.
An emotional day for the family of slain Chicago police officer Ella French as prosecutors played graphic police body cam video of her murder in court. Dane Placco was at the Layton Criminal Courthouse today.
Elizabeth French was surrounded by a large contingent of Chicago police officers as she arrived at the criminal courthouse for the first day in this long-awaited trial. Also here, former Chicago police officer Carlos Yanez, who was shot and nearly died in that same attack. Scores of Chicago police officers packed the courtroom and the hallways, including Police Superintendent Larry Snelling.
We will always carry Ella's legacy with us and her legacy of service. She was exactly what we expected a Chicago police officer to be. It was a tragedy, but we're looking for justice now.
On trial, facing first-degree murder charges, is 23-year-old Imanti Morgan. During opening statements, prosecutor Scott Clark walked the jury through the chaotic traffic stop in Englewood in August of 2021, telling them, "I am sorry you will have to see and hear the things you are going to have to see and hear in this trial." Elizabeth French was called as the first witness, remembering her last phone call with her daughter. "I said what I always said, that I loved her, and take care and be safe." Then Officer Joshua Bloss took the stand, who was part of the community policing detail with French and Yanez. During his testimony, prosecutors played graphic and violent video taken from the 3 body-worn police cameras, showing Morgan refusing to comply with officers, then dive back into the car, after which multiple shots are heard. One of the jurors wept as those videos played, but Morgan watched without any emotion. Morgan's mother was also in the courtroom and afterwards maintained her son is not a cop killer.
What I saw was my son being attacked by a Chicago police officer.
Of course.
Not a murder at all.
How do you defend this? I mean, the body cam is as crystal clear as can possibly be. The defense's
She assisted, man.
opening statement is baffling to me.
In that opening statement, Morgan's...
I would love to see that body cam.
You know,
how do you defend this? I mean, the body cam is as crystal clear as can possibly be. The defense's opening statement is baffling to me.
In that opening statement, Morgan's defense attorney appeared to argue that both French and Yanez were shot accidentally by Bloss. This trial is expected to take about 2 weeks.
Wow. Yo, they were saying that in the paper, right, that the mom, when Imante walked into court, she shouted, you know, "I love you, baby." You know, like they do, you know, and she had a shirt that said "Justice for Goofy," right? the judge made her cover that up, right? But this is the part that fucks my mind up, right? This clown's brother, who was with him and tried to help him escape, he got 7 years max. He got 7 years. That's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, granted, he's not the one that pulled the trigger. However, he tried to help him escape. He's a part of it. How he got 7 years? I don't know.
The fate of an American couple missing at sea in the Caribbean appears grim. Police in Grenada believe Ralph Hendry and Kathy Brandel were thrown overboard and died after their boat was hijacked last week by 3 escaped prisoners. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides is tracking the latest developments for us this morning. Christian, what's the latest on the search?
Vlad, good morning. Well, officials in Grenada yesterday had said that they believe that the couple is presumed dead, but that they have not stopped searching for them. No bodies have been found. The family says that they're holding out hope, but the catamaran that they were in was found, and it was found with signs of a struggle, and there was also blood inside. Now, here's the timeline. Back on February 18th, that's last Sunday, is the last time that the couple was seen alive. On that very same day, 3 prisoners escaped from a local jail. Now, fast forward 3 days later, and on the 21st is when the catamaran is found 80 miles away in St. Vincent. And that's also where these 3 prisoners are recaptured. So what officials believe is that at some point they hijacked the catamaran, and during that 80-mile journey, the bodies were dumped into the water. But again, I have to stress here that officials say that they are still searching for them, they're holding on to hope, but that they are presumed dead at this point.
Christian, I want to ask about the suspects in this case. We know that they've now been apprehended, but what more can you tell us about them?
Chanel, we've got 3 suspects here ranging in age from 19 to 30. They were originally imprisoned for a violent robbery case and somehow escaped.
Well, you saw them yesterday. You saw the 3 guys who did this.
Yeah, add these gliders to the list, huh?
Yeah, this is crazy though. Like worldwide, we just whacked.
This morning, there's an ongoing search in the Caribbean for a retired Virginia couple missing and presumed dead after they were allegedly attacked by escaped prisoners who hijacked their yacht off the island nation of Grenada.
The suspects committed several criminal acts, including bodily harm to the couple.
The terrifying incident unfolding 10 days ago. Authorities say Kathy Brandel and Ralph Hendry, who have lived on their yacht Simplicity for a decade, were anchored in the harbor when these 3 fugitives who escaped that same day targeted their boat and attacked them.
Shock, despair, fear, sadness, hope, love, all of those emotions are going through our head at the same time.
The couple's sons, Nick and Brian, detailing a violent scene on board.
An altercation of violence took place on the boat, which is clear evidence seen from blood on the boat, as well as their possessions being thrown around and strewn around all over.
Grenada police believe the suspects threw the couple overboard before making their way to the nearby island of St. Vincent, where the yacht was found abandoned. Police arresting the prisoners, but Kathy and Ralph have not been found.
Based on the investigation thus far, it is presumed that Ralph Hendry and Kathy Brandel are deceased.
The shocking attack rocking the tight-knit sailing community and raising questions about safety in the Caribbean.
It seems like a bad Hollywood movie.
Rob Mahar is a fellow sailor and the couple's emergency contact.
What are the questions you have right now?
It's hard to think of their last moments with the idea that they might have been thrown overboard alive, bloodied. It's difficult to conceive for a friend.
Their family describing Kathy and Ralph as a joyful, loving couple who were living out their golden years by fulfilling their dream of sailing at sea.
Well, these escaped prisoners are in custody, so what's next in this investigation, Liz?
Well, Savannah, local authorities say the suspects are cooperating with their investigation. So far, they've been charged with immigration-related charges for unlawfully going to St. Vincent. The couple's sons, in the meantime, have made their way to the Caribbean, and the U.S. State Department is now also involved.
Could you imagine if some white people had killed like a older black family on their yacht?
More riots.
Jesus.
More riots.
Christ.
Hey, Ak, I put a little story about a gun store robbery in Jersey
Okay.
in the back chat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anthony Antoine. We begin here tonight with a grim milestone for the greater Houston area. Another man is killed allegedly at the hands of a suspect out on bond. Now, that suspect is charged with murder. Fox 26's Randy Wallace is joining us now live from Town Ball with this week's Breaking Bond.
Yeah, Anthony. Now, earlier this month, 228th Criminal District Court Judge Frank Aguilar was suspended with pay and temporarily removed from the bench. But he was still presiding over the 228th when he gave Jamie Rook Perez a big break. 22-year-old Jamie Rook Perez's criminal history begins with a DWI charge in another county.
A couple months later, he gets popped for aggravated assault against a public servant.
In September of 2022, police say Rook Perez tried to flee from an off-duty sheriff's deputy working an extra job at a downtown nightclub. Rook Perez is accused of striking the deputy with a stolen vehicle, pinning the deputy's leg to another parked car. The deputy shot him in the hand.
What he's using as a weapon is his vehicle, his car.
Last month, Rook Perez is once again before Judge Frank Aguilar, charged with evading arrest. It was January 11th. Aguilar returned to the bench on January 4th after being arrested in Galveston, accused of assault with bodily injury and family violence.
You could have said, you know what, son, this just bond thing just isn't working out for you. Every time we give you a bond, you go out and get charged with another offense. Not only get charged, but some of the stuff you're doing is just flat out so dangerous to the public.
Instead of revoking his bond or setting it at a high amount, Judge Aguilar sets Rook Perez's bond at just 10 grand. This past Saturday, sheriff's deputies say Rook Perez was running from them and Montgomery County Precinct 5 deputies here in the 20,600 block of Huffsmith Corville Road. They say Rook Perez failed to drive in a single lane and struck this tree. His passenger was killed. That person becomes the 200th Harris County resident to be killed, allegedly at the hands of a defendant free from jail on multiple felony bonds.
This is another situation in which the ramifications of this criminal justice reform involving discretionary felony bond reform more than likely has taken another person's life.
Rook Perez is now charged with murder and evading arrest. He's behind bars with no bond set. Reporting on.
Hey, so the person that died was a passenger in his car?
This morning, there's an ongoing
passenger in his car. He was
Oh, I don't feel so bad now.
search in the Caribbean for a retired.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, you know, I guess you can take the attack, but it's just, God, so much, man. So much.
American couple missing at sea in the Caribbean.
So
appears
much carnage.
Confiscation.
Oh, why it's not letting me, okay. But yeah, so much carnage, man. So much bloodshed. Sons, man.
I had a question for you.
Go ahead.
You had played some video a couple of days ago where you were interviewing some guy from Sierra Leone.
Right.
How do you know he's not one of the people that were doing those acts?
He was. It gets into it later in the interview. I cut it off. Yeah, and he talked about how it's that's members only. That video's members only. So if you go to the members only, you can see that video.
Gotcha. Because when you mentioned he had smiled after he said that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. He was at one point part of that stuff, and so were a lot of people. But like, you know, like it's just the African way. Like it just, you know, you just turn the page. You turn the page.
Yo, did they catch that escaped prisoner yet?
We're coming up on
from Philly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, we
they
get
got
to
him.
that.
We're coming up on 2 years since two boys were shot and killed in a park on the east side of Indianapolis. The murders of Isaiah Jackson and Devontae White remain technically unsolved.
But their family members believe they have clues as to what happened to their children, and detectives agree. Fox 59's Russ McQuaid seeks those answers in tonight's Indy Unsolved.
It was just before 10 o'clock on a Monday night when two teenagers should have been at home getting ready for school the next day. But instead, those boys were shot to death here in the 8700 block of East 35th Street at Dewberry Park.
He wasn't a bad kid at all.
14-year-old Devontae White was still a kid on March 7th.
That's relative. Like when she says that, it's relative. Like
they said that about Trayvon.
Yeah, it's like he's not a bad kid. I mean, he hadn't killed anybody that you knew of at that point.
Or if he did kill someone, it was justified.
14-year-old Devontae White was still a kid on March 7th, 2022, when he accompanied his buddy Isaiah Jackson, and one of them had a gun into Dewberry Park.
I guess they were supposed to be trading Zay's gun. I guess Zay was supposed to trade his gun with the other people, because my brother didn't have a gun.
Josiah Drain waited in a car near the edge of the park as her little brother and Isaiah went off in the darkness.
We're just chilling in the car, and then we hear 3 gunshots. So I'm telling the driver, I'm like, okay, well, we got to go back to the park. That's my brother out there. Like, I can't leave without him. I got to go look for him.
Police first found Jackson dead in the parking lot. Devontae apparently made a run for it and was found dead behind a nearby park building.
I'm like, what happened to my son? Somebody tell me what happened to my son.
Police tracked down the social media app Devontae used to set up the meeting at the park with a younger friend who was also wounded by gunfire.
We told them
You told them?
that was the shooter's little brother.
How did you know that?
Just, how word gets around when stuff happens.
Investigators think they know who showed up with Devontae's little friend to the gun deal and apparently found the murder weapon later in Kentucky. Detectives know enough to have sent the case over to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office for the filing of charges to make an arrest, but that's where the file still sits.
The boy that was the actual shooter at the time, he was about 18, maybe 19.
It's going to be 2 years. Like, how much evidence does it take?
Josiah says Devontae's murder leaves her thinking about death all the time. Jaquana says she can't watch the news on TV anymore because it reminds her too much of how her son died.
It's very frustrating. My sleep is still out. I don't feel my life will ever be the same. I'm a totally different person since it happened. Justice gonna be served. Guns don't solve everything. Like, put the guns down. Devontae was a baby. They taking our babies. Then it's every day.
A recent study came out of IU that said when a
The white man. Dun dun dun.
That kill me when they say that shit, man. They killing our babies. No, you're killing your babies. We are.
I'm taking y'all's babies, Hawk.
Chicago police are announcing charges in
shot.
Friday's shooting of a security guard. Let's listen in.
In the attempted murder of Chicago police officers in Dalton, Illinois on Saturday. Because of the courageous efforts of the Chicago police officers and detectives, 36-year-old Roderick O'Neal has been charged with 1 felony count of first-degree murder.
Okay, this is the press conference.
He's fucked.
Yeah.
Police are now looking for the gunman who shot and killed a worker at a bodega in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. This surveillance image of the suspect was released by police late this morning. CBS 2's Christina Fenn reports the victim's family says it began with an argument over a cigar.
The deli has reopened, but the workers inside were too shaken to speak. The victim's mother tells us her son was shot and killed by a customer who refused to pay. Grieving customers laid down candles and flowers in front of a mean deli Tuesday morning, where 37-year-old bodega clerk Nazim Berry was fatally shot the day before. Neighbors unable to understand how the gunman could be so callous.
He was humble. He helped everybody out here. The kid worked in all these little stores just to make extra money. Didn't bother no one at all. This hit hard. This hit hard.
Barry's heartbroken mother, who rushed to the corner of Franklin Avenue and Lincoln Place Monday night, said her son's death was all over an unpaid cigar.
The guy asked him to buy him a Black and Mild, and he said no, and they started to argue.
Barry's mother wasn't here at the time.
Over Black and Mild.
That's insane, bro.
This guy literally shot that guy over a Black and Mild, and he's just like walking away from the scene like nothing happened.
I don't think he shot him over the Black and Mild. I think, dude, you know, when two tough niggas come together.
Oh, yeah.
The conversation doesn't go, it keeps going up, until something happens. You know, the back bitch ass nigga, I'll knock you out. Fuck you. I'll shoot you. And then, bam. It could be a fucking Black and Mild.
Yep.
Them seen it, and they had a tussle over it.
Turned with a gun.
When the guy went to draw the
was all over an unpaid cigar.
The guy asked him to buy him a Black and Mild, and he said no, and they started to argue.
Barry's mother wasn't here at the time, but says his co-workers told her the customer left and then returned with a gun.
When the guy went to draw the gun, Nazim seen it, and they had a tussle over it.
That's
and
one
they
of them I'll
said
be
that
backs.
they tussled, and you know, when you bend down and you're tussling, and the guy pointed the gun right to the side of his head, the back of his head, and shot him.
In this surveillance video, you can hear the sound of a single gunshot before someone is seen sprinting away from the scene.
I hope he gets apprehended, and I hope they throw the book at him.
You didn't have money for a cigar, but you had a gun?
Police say no arrests have been made. The United Bodegas of America is now offering a
Yeah, like he thought he had problems. That's how some men multiply their problems. He thought he had problems with not being able to afford the Black and Mild. Now he's got way more problems than not being able to afford the Black and Mild.
He'll get
That
plenty of Black
witness?
and Milds upstate.
That witness in the beginning, she was like crying and distraught over it, and then the victim's mother is like, she's acting like she just witnessed it, and is not the mom. She was like taking it pretty well.
Yeah.
These photos of a man wanted for murdering a bodega worker. Investigators say the man in these photos walked into the deli last night in Crown Heights and asked for a free cigar. When the employee turned him away, the suspect left, but then came back a short time later with a gun. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim is outside the bodega with the very latest on the investigation.
Yo, that type of mentality is just like so odd, man. It's so hard to. It's got to be so hard for other groups to adjudicate that, because how do you if you're the judge or whatever, DA or whatever, how do you make sense of that to file charges? Like, I see how they mischarge things like second degree murder and manslaughter. What the fuck? What do you hold on? He went to a store and asked them for a free cigar. They said no. He left and got a gun. Why didn't he just rob the place with the gun in the first place?
I guarantee you he said, okay, I bet you said, I'll be back. I'll be back, nigga.
No, but you feel me though? Why didn't he take everything with the gun? Why did he just come? He knew he didn't have any money. Why did he just come with the gun and rob the place and take all the money?
Had all kind of shit.
I know why.
And all he would have had was a robbery at best. Now he's got a homicide.
No, I know why. Because he's not a robber. You see what I'm saying?
Or disrespected him. That's what it was.
Yeah, he's not a robber. He actually came back because he got disrespected.
Respect is a thin line in the hood, dog. Paper thin.
Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man. Hit the like button. Get the likes up. So bizarre, man.
Well, Liz, he was well known in the store, well known in this neighborhood. Quiet, considerate, always working. His mother says he recently complained to her that he was being harassed by people for free merchandise, said they wouldn't take no for an answer. yesterday. That no came with a bullet to his head.
Wow.
Neighbors in Crown Heights wiping away the pain this morning for 37-year-old deli worker Nazim Barry.
I'm just sad. I used to see him in the store like every day. He was just always really nice. Always nice, always complimenting me, always helping with the bags, helping with the stuff in the store.
I see him every day. I come in every day. I see him. He's always in the store working, sweeping. He don't bother nobody.
Surveillance cameras from across the street capturing the moment that gunfire erupted around 4:15 yesterday afternoon. His mother says when she learned her son was murdered, she knew it was over something meaningless. Cops say it was an argument over a cigar.
The guy asked him to buy him a Black and Mild, and he said no, and they started to argue. I don't know what the argument was about, but the whole attitude was they couldn't accept no. So from what I hear, they went and got a gun and came back. And when the guy went to draw the gun, Nazim seen it, and they had a tussle over it.
In that tussle, the gun went off. Police say Barry was shot in his head. This is the suspect police are looking for, believed to be about 6 feet tall. Investigators recovered a bloody 9mm handgun several blocks from the scene. Cameras also caught him jumping a turnstile at the Medgar Franklin Avenue station nearby.
Turn yourself in, because you finished. He don't bother nobody. Man, he look out for everybody.
Look at these things, they look like they straight out the 80s. And
Yo, the streets might get at him, yo. What kind of jacket is that? That's some name brand shit.
Yo, these dudes literally look like like a time machine or some shit. They topped off a time machine.
That's an old ass nigga to have a snapback on though. I'm fitted to the grave. I don't understand him.
Don't bother nobody. Man, he look out for everybody. He come sweep up, do all that, man. Good dude, man.
Delia, Barry's daughter, grew up with Nazim. Her daughter was also murdered in Crown Heights almost 3 years ago. She knows all too well the agony of losing a child.
He was a young man, but he was an old soul. He respected, number one, himself. And in turn, he respected his people in the neighborhood. These young folks today don't carry the elderly bags. He would.
Now, meanwhile, the suspect apparently left a bloody handprint on the turnstile as he jumped it. Detectives are now working
he is
to pull a
fucked.
fingerprint off that turnstile.
He is
Meanwhile,
so
United
fucked.
Bodegas of America is offering a $10,000 reward for any information that may lead to an arrest. That's on top of the $3,500 reward the NYPD just posted.
Wow.
DoorDash driver on his way to picking up food
13
for his
racks,
delivery
he's
got
finished.
here to the end of the 8 and noticed something very disturbing. A man and a woman having a violent altercation. Instead of just driving away, he stopped to help. And what happened next?
Never do this.
Oh my God.
Never. I mean, because you don't know if that woman. Listen, women. Yo, fuck that, yo.
You gotta be a glider.
No, you never do that, man. You don't know if she started the argument. You don't know if she's been picking at the guy all fucking. You don't know what's been going on.
DoorDash driver on his way to picking up food for his next delivery got here to the end of the 8 and noticed something very disturbing. A man and a woman having a violent altercation. Instead of just driving away, he stopped to help. And what happened next, you have to see to believe.
She's screaming for help, help, help. Angelo Montoya thought his presence would de-escalate the situation, but the 20-year-old sophomore at San Diego State
he got
was
off lucky.
wrong.
The aggressor starts targeting me, telling me to mind my business. And I'm like, no, like, she's yelling for help. Back away from her, please. Like, back away from her or I'll call the cops.
Angelo says instead of backing away, the guy got closer.
He punched me through the window on my neck. And that's when I knew, okay, this is way more than I expected.
Angelo called 911.
What did you? Hold on.
Yeah,
Who
right.
raised you? Who raised you, my man? Where you didn't expect? They did a terrible job of raising you if you didn't expect this.
This dummy thought he was gonna go over there and reason with that violent motherfucker and just stop everything by reasoning with him. He needs a class on niggas, man.
We don't know. This is San Diego.
Right,
We don't know if this is Sunday.
911 and told the woman to get in his car. As he was driving away, he thinks that's the end of it. But moments later, the camera on his Tesla catches this. The guy pulls in front of Angelo and comes at him again.
He gets out of his vehicle. I was
white boy.
White boy,
Right?
yeah.
I was so scared.
Angelo drives around him, but the guy gives chase. Angelo turns from Sunset Cliffs onto Cape May, and watch what happens next. The man slams his car into Angelo's, sending the Tesla into several parked cars.
I see him right behind me. I was just, I didn't know what to expect, and that's when he rammed into my vehicle from the left, making a lot of damage.
The guy ran away, but was later arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. The woman escaped without any serious injuries. And Angelo?
I had a lot of soreness to my neck, my lower back pain, and my calf on my right leg was hurting.
He was treated at the hospital and released, but his car is a total loss.
Total loss. Tesla 2022. I almost had it paid off.
Angelo says he still gets nervous thinking about what happened, but knows it was the right thing to do. And if he sees another person in distress,
I would help again. But I don't know what to expect now. Just be ready.
Spider-Man. He thinks he's
Spider-Man.
Shit. He would do it again. Shit.
Kid's got a death wish.
Violations of Cleveland's noise ordinance captured on cell phone video at parks happening across the city, and it has some Cleveland homeowners and city leaders fed up.
Son,
hey, look at that
It's
sound system.
unfortunate that we got people coming from other areas come to this park and play the blasting music like like everyone wants to hear it.
Well, police in Cleveland's 4th District are aware of what's going on and are trying to track down violators. But as News 5 investigator Joe Pakanakis reports, homeowners living near Luke Easter Park on the city's east side are demanding more aggressive enforcement.
This is just really... It's so unacceptable beyond words.
Cell phone video from concerned homeowners living near Luke Easter Park in Cleveland. Trucks, SUVs, and cars blasting out music at all hours of the day and night.
Son.
Homeowners, too afraid to be identified on camera, say these drive-up parties at multiple city parks have become a growing problem for more than a year and are getting an early start this year because of the mild winter.
People are being forced to hear this in their homes. I don't want to hear this.
Cleveland's noise ordinance clearly states police can issue violations if your music or your vehicle's exhaust system exceeds 95 decibels as measured by police not less than 5 feet from the source. In this recording, police are responding to the scene last October, but homeowners say after officers left, the loud music continued well into the night. Residents living near Luke Easter Park want police to take tougher measures against repeat offenders.
Write the citations, put up the signs, the noise ordinance. Hey, there's humans that live here. It's a quality of life issue. It is.
Ward 4 Cleveland Councilwoman Deborah Gray says she also hears the chronic disturbances at her home less than a half mile from the park.
There's a public park, and that's the law. People can come to the park, hang out, have a good time. But as we say, that noise is above.
Gray says she's taken multiple complaint calls from residents who say the pop-up partying discourages families from taking their children to the park. And she's urging homeowners to call police or the 311 line to report violators.
You're disrespecting the residents.
They don't care.
Nah.
They don't care. They don't give a shit if they disrespect.
DoorDash driver on his.
They don't give a shit if they disrespected you. They don't care. They don't care.
Chaotic scene in Vallejo where an innocent victim who crashed into a car at a sideshow is beaten and attacked, even as he ran into a store to try to get away from that crowd. Our crime reporter, Henry Lee, is live at the Vallejo Police Department with details on what happened. Henry?
Yeah, this is a horrific assault, all caught on video.
Stay away from them. Salute to Paula Sandridge, man. Paula Sandridge coming through heavy. Salute to Boy Kachina says, read my PayPal. Very important. All right, man. I didn't know you sent one. I gotta check it. Yeah. Salute the let's see. Salute the product of Cook County gifting
Oh,
5
shit.
operation memberships. Once again, salute to you. Op Nation is salvation. Is the salvation, says Boy Kachina. Yeah, man. Just bringing you what's going on, man. What's going on? Make sure you get those Op Nation memberships from product of Cook County.
Video by people who were there to see the sideshow and end up documenting everything from the crash, the fire, an attack, and looting at the store. Video shows this white GMC pickup truck crashing into a Ford Mustang while trying to get through.
Now here's my thing. He's trying to get through because they've blocked the road. So he tries to get through. And their lawlessness is so out of control that they block the road. Then if you try to get through and crash into one of them, they beat the shit out of you. This is a mob. This right here is something. These things, they act the same way in DC and Maryland too.
Over here too. My mom is trying to fight. My mom and her people trying to fight against this shit.
Yeah, these are mobs, man.
Crashing into a Ford Mustang while trying to get through a sideshow in Vallejo. That's when things get ugly. The crowd gets angry and surrounds the truck,
Yeah, they
beating the
destroy
driver,
your car.
shooting at him, and stomping on his windshield near Springs and Rollingwood at about
Yeah, they destroy your car. That's one thing they destroy your car, and with impunity, and nothing happens to anybody.
I would have sprayed
5:30
that group.
Sunday afternoon. In this video, you can see the driver wearing an orange shirt running from his truck, but it wasn't over yet. The man in orange runs into the 7-Eleven at the corner and is chased by the crowd and again attacked inside the store. Some in the crowd then loot the 7-Eleven of everything from cigarettes and candy to lotto scratchers and beer.
Damn, they used that as an opportunity. Like they weren't even there for that. They said, "Fuck it, we might as well rob the store."
This is a mob, man. And nobody ever gets arrested. In DC, no one ever gets arrested. Ever.
Yo, you know what was a common thing over here for a hot minute? These young boys was tearing these gas stations up. You know, the ones that are set up like little stores and got goods on the inside that you can buy. They were over here like planning that shit on the internet, and they would run down on a gas station like 300 people.
Oh yeah, flash mobs. This right here is dangerous because these people who behave lawlessly like this, they go after these sideshows are over. They're back in society, living their normal lives, and now they're emboldened because they've just gotten away with like all these people that shut this public street down and then beat this guy to a pulp and set his car on fire and looted the 7-Eleven. All of them just went home that night. So you have all these people who now have raised their threshold of what's acceptable in society. Just roaming
They're
around.
on camera too without masks. That's crazy. And nobody's locked up.
Again attacked inside the store. Some in the crowd then loot the 7-Eleven of everything from cigarettes and candy to lotto scratchers and beer.
Hey, what's up? Let me get some Cheetos.
At one point, someone set the victim's truck on fire.
Damn.
Vallejo police arrived and saw many sideshow participants taking off and running red lights. The truck continued to burn. Big T works at a pawn shop at the corner, which was covered with tire marks.
Yeah, he's just an innocent person trying to get to wherever he's going, and then he gets victimized. And sideshows are all they do is just disrupt everybody, and they're dangerous, and people get hurt.
Tom Davis lives nearby.
Of course we're frustrated. We're angry. You don't see the police. You never see the police. The only time you see the police is 30, 40 minutes later after whatever happens.
Vallejo Mayor Robert McConnell says those caught spitting donuts should have their licenses revoked and face stiffer penalties beyond having their cars impounded for 30 days.
I believe it should be much longer. I would like to see 90 days. So they're just making a mockery of everybody else.
Now, in this case, Vallejo police did ask for help and got it from Napa County and Solano County Sheriff's deputies. Now, police in Vallejo are scouring these videos for clues, and anyone with information is asked to give them a call. Live in Vallejo, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, the sideshow is one thing. Assault is a whole other thing. Henry, are they confident they'll be able to track down some of the people responsible?
Not clear. They have not made any arrests, so they're going to be looking through all these videos for any intel to see if they can identify any specific actors and then go from there.
All right.
You know what they're going to be looking at? They're going to be looking at the tags on those whips.
Yeah,
find out where these people at.
You know who the prosecutor out here is, right? That Pamela Price lady.
Oh yeah?
She's not prosecuting none of if she won't prosecute murders. None of it. There's no way she's prosecuting this type of stuff.
Thank you. Turning now to IT Mate and a 75-year-old substitute teacher who says he was assaulted by a student earlier this month. He's sharing his story now because he says the student was never arrested. IT Mate's Cody Fisher sat down with the teacher who tells his side of the story.
Before Rob Gooding was taken by ambulance from Perry Meridian High School to the hospital, he told school police he wanted to press charges. Nearly a month later, the student still hasn't been charged. Anything like this ever happened?
No.
Rob Gooding started substitute teaching after he retired. He was in the middle of teaching a business class at Perry Meridian High School when a student attacked him.
I saw him come up and he says, "I've had it." And he came down and I blocked the Cologne book. That's where that hole went. And it shoved me down like this. And then all of a sudden, he hovered over me and with his left hand, whammed me.
The assault left him with a severe black eye.
This man-child, he was 6'2", 280 pounds.
When paramedics, Gooding said a district police officer was by his side. Immediately, you said, "I want to press charges."
Yes. He said to me, "We have been instructed by the higher ups, which is the district, not to handcuff or arrest the kid."
Wow.
And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yes, that came from the higher ups."
In a statement, Perry Township Schools said, "We are disturbed by the allegations involving a Kelly Services employee and student at Perry Meridian High School. Perry police responded to the incident quickly. A police report was forwarded to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. Prosecutors will then make a criminal charge decision. Due to confidentiality reasons, Perry Township Schools cannot comment on disciplinary action it takes against its students. We can say, however, the district has zero tolerance for violence."
They have not discussed anything about him being arrested or anything.
And you still want to press charges?
Oh, yeah. And I haven't heard a thing. If I was out there on Meridian and he did that to me, where would he be? He has to be a...
What do you think the race of the guy who beat the shit out of this teacher?
Absolutely black. And 6'2", 280 is a colossal nigga.
Yeah.
That's a bad black eye, too. Mine wasn't that bad.
That is a...
New at 10, tonight, surveillance videos raising new questions about the crash that killed a Chicago mother and daughter in St. Louis.
They had just left a Drake concert when the driver blew through a red light. This is new surveillance video of the incident released as the driver appeared in court today. CBS 2's Madaba
that
Gonzalez is
motherfucker
live
was
in the
flying.
newsroom where there's outrage that the driver is out
They didn't even have time to...
Yeah, Joe and Erica,
The
there's
flinch.
outrage from the family and also from hundreds of people who have watched that graphic video online. And also because the suspect was initially released after posting $20,000 bail less than 24 hours after he was first charged earlier this month. Tuesday, he was back in court after the prosecution asked the judge to impose new restrictions.
New video shows the moment 42-year-old Leticia Bracero and her 21-year-old daughter, Alyssa Cordova, were fatally struck by a driver in St. Louis, Missouri. The Chicago duo had just left a Drake concert on Valentine's Day. In the clip, you can see them crossing the street. And on the right side of the screen, watch
They
as
didn't
this
even
Jeep
see
runs
it.
the red light at a high
They
speed.
didn't even
T-boning
see it.
a
They're still
silver
talking.
SUV and
They're still talking.
They didn't even look.
Yeah, he came so fast they didn't even hear him.
Yo, he's
He
doing like
an
80.
hour.
He's going
They said
fast.
70.
That's not...
They said 70.
70, yeah, that's not 40. You know what I mean?
He's like an owl. Like he missed this car and missed this. He clipped this car. I think he clipped this car. Like the only thing that would have saved him is if he would have T-boned this guy. That still might not have saved him because it may have still hit them.
They would have bodied that nigga in that car, though.
Definitely. Yeah. God.
I promise you that dude in that car is glad to be alive and doesn't give a fuck about his car after seeing that.
Oh, yeah.
Crossing the street. And on the right side of the screen, watch as this Jeep runs the red light at a high speed.
What were they talking about?
She was skipping along, dog.
Skipping, yes. Just
happy, like
that.
some real shit. Mommy and daughter, dog.
And he just took both of them out. Like he didn't break. The fact that he didn't break, how you can't give it. If he would have broke, it's still bad.
Now, if he would have slammed on the brakes, he wouldn't have did nothing. He saw them at the last minute, I'm gonna assume.
I don't think he cared. He just a son
That's
man
crazy.
driving through downtown, chilling. If whatever happens, happens.
Was he trying to get away from something or something?
A silver SUV
That ain't
and
what they
striking
said.
Letitia and Alyssa from that impact. Were not showing the moment they were hit. According to court records, the driver, who police say is 22-year-old
Goddamn.
Monty Henderson,
2 chains.
sped for blocks, going as fast as 70 miles per hour, double the speed limit on that street.
Waka flocka.
Graphic video posted and shared widely on social media leaked as the suspect is free on bond, facing multiple charges, including 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Not thrilled that the tape was released. I'd like to get to the bottom of that. I don't understand why and how it got released into the general public this time.
Tuesday, a judge ordered Henderson be put on house arrest and surrender his driver's license. During that court hearing, prosecutors read victim impact statements. Alyssa's father saying, in part, this senseless act stole every dream and milestone unachieved. Our family deserves to see accountability for the future she never had. Now, the suspect is due back in court next month. Meanwhile, a relative of the victims told us they're heartbroken and they're preparing for their funeral on Sunday.
He's going to court?
I think he may show up, but I think that
a couple times, right? For the preliminary and the. But when the real nitty gritty comes, that nigga ain't coming.
Wow, this is.
I can't believe that you can get bail for something like that nowadays. Like I've dreamed of these days back in the day.
I'm telling you, man, we were born too early, man.
Student brings gun to school. What's new? That happens all the fucking time.
Man,
play the robbery joint. I put the back.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I think they got a video of it.
Shout out to, let me read some of these super chats. Salute to Bug Off. He said, who wants nice things? Overrated. Gifts another Ock Nation membership. Salute to you, Bug Off. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP. Coming through once again. Salute to Man Bear Bull Shark. Gifted 5 Ock Nation memberships.
Man Bear Bull Shark. That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Salute to Eric S. Ock Nation Hall of Famer. Coming through once again. Let me see this. You said you put it in the back chat. Let's see. Okay, Reese.
What is a Hall of Famer? Like what is a person that
Hall of
has to be around?
Famer is a donor, a person who donated a lot of fucking time. Yeah. Well, it don't have to be for years. It could be a lot in a short period, or
consistently,
or
right?
a little bit over, consistently over a long period, or just unusual large amount.
Right.
Like that dude Hot Fire, he became an Ock Nation Hall of Famer in like
one show
a week. Yeah. So it's like, yo, you just, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let me see. Man.
I haven't watched this yet, by the way. I wanted to.
Yeah. Where's my? Oh, here it is. Right here. All right. Shit. South Philly.
Oh, really? South Philly isn't so bad anymore. It's been gentrified.
South Philly. Shit. South Philly's been gentrified. What the fuck? What the fuck? South Philly been gentrified.
My homeboy bought 2 lots down there, right? One for 9,000, one for 14,000. When they came through, when it was all said and done, this nigga was worth over $2 million.
Oh, wow.
A developer came and bought his whole block, and he cut a deal with them to build his crib the same way they built the rest of the houses, and to build his father's house. And they did it.
Wow.
His house worth $1 million, and his dad's is worth a little bit more.
Where the fuck did I put that tab, man? Right, it's like I can't find the fucking tab, man. Okay, here it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Right here. Underneath. Okay. Let me get rid of some of this shit. All right. Here we go. All right.
Heist at a gun store in South Jersey, and now police are searching for the burglars caught on surveillance video here, ransacking the shop, stealing guns and ammo. Steve Keeley has the latest from Marlton.
Oh, it's closed.
The gun store is the newest business in this years-long strip mall here on Route 70. Urban Technical Firearms of South Jersey only opened 4 months ago.
That's
And
right around the
long-term
corner from me,
business
bro.
owners tell me that
Wow.
they've been here for years, and this is the first crime that's ever happened here.
I think.
They were in and out of the business in less than 2 minutes.
And they went to option 2 to get in, as you see in the surveillance video.
Damn.
At first, they attempted to use a hammer to break the glass. That was ineffective.
Look how he was
They
swinging it.
Used a landscaping rock that was brought with them to commit the burglary. The rock was thrown through the front door.
There's something wrong if it's that easy to get into a gun shop, man.
Yo, there's no fence. Like,
yeah,
the beauty salon has the fucking iron gate that comes down. Y'all got this gotta be a psyop.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
So wait a minute, this is on Route 70, right? That's 2 lights from me. I wonder if this is Pennsauken, New
Used
Jersey.
a landscaping rock that was brought with them to commit the burglary. The rock was thrown through the front door.
Then they used that rock again.
They used the same landscaping rock to break the glass within the business.
The shattered glass front door and cases set off alarms, motion detectors, and surveillance. They knew they were on a clock and knew they were on video. So they came in, covered up, and got out real quick. Not getting greedy, not taking too much. Taking just 4 handguns, 1 long gun, and ammo. Then taking off real quick in the white Hyundai Elantra that police suspect was stolen first, based on how the 4 burglars got in and out of it.
We believe that that vehicle was possibly stolen based on the fact that the suspects exited the vehicle through the windows without opening the doors.
Federal ATF agents came here yesterday to get a look at the information on the 5 guns stolen.
There's been some similar type burglaries in Pennsylvania that could be possibly related.
And as with all gun store heists, investigators realize gun stores aren't hit by people wanting to use the guns for target practice, but for violent crimes.
We'd like to identify this group and recover those firearms before
They might just sell them,
used to
though.
hurt or injure an innocent person.
These are young boys, too. They all skinny and little and shit.
Yeah, they're gonna use them shits too.
But those are some intelligent young boys. I'm gonna tell they did that real smooth. No, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that might have fucked themselves if they find like some hair samples in that car. They've been bagging a lot of niggas on them hair samples.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's DNA
Tonight,
in here.
13 News Now was learning new information about the deadly shooting inside a Rally's in Hampton. It happened on the day before Thanksgiving, leaving a 17-year-old employee dead and a suspect on the run for months.
Police say Elijah James Sanders turned himself in yesterday. Angelique Arentak is live after tracking down new court documents in the case. Angelique.
According to newly filed court documents in Hampton, 25-year-old Elijah James Sanders is accused of going into the rallies where the shooting happened a day prior with a gun latched on his hip. Meanwhile, family members of the victim are looking back fondly at memories and sharing how they'll remember the teen. After more than 3 months on the run, 25-year-old Elijah James Sanders of Newport News turned himself in to Hampton police. He faces gun-related and second-degree murder charges in connection to the killing of a 17-year-old Rally's employee. It happened at the West Mercury Boulevard location in Hampton on November 22nd. According to newly filed court documents, James Sanders is accused of going into the fast food restaurant with a gun on his hip on November 21st. He allegedly asked about someone's work schedule, then left. A day later, court docs say surveillance footage shows James Sanders go into the business with a black mask and, quote, without provocation, go up to the victim. James Sanders began punching him, according to the criminal complaint. During the fight, the complaint says James Sanders' gun fell from his waist, and when he reached for it, he shot the victim in the head. Family members identify the victim as Brian Fullerton. His mother spoke with me off camera.
That dude had beef, man. What happened? He cussed out his sister or hit his sister or some shit like that? Or
He was at work, right? So they probably was just arguing. Like a little while ago, somebody stabbed up a security guard in the department store over here.
Yeah. So
over argument and shit. I see this type of shit every day, right? So when where I go to work, I don't know if you're familiar with A for Market in Philly, but a lot of bullshit happens right there on the train.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that doesn't close, the station that
Right.
doesn't close.
They serve Jersey and PA. That's where I go to catch the train from Philly to Jersey to get home every day, twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of shit that ain't even on the news. Never made it to the news. Right there. That one state. I got in the fight there.
Yeah. I listen, that's the problem one. That's the problem station in Philly.
Yeah, somebody got
She
done
remembers
dirty on
her
our
youngest
trains
son
too.
as a kind, loving.
Yeah, always. This is sad though. For some reason I don't feel like this kid deserved this. For some reason, I think this was like maybe some excessive shit, man.
Gun fell from his waist, and when he reached for it, he shot the victim in the head. Family members identify the victim as Brian Fullerton. His mother spoke with me off camera. She remembers her youngest son as a kind, loving, giving, and helpful child. His mom holds on to memories she says will last a lifetime. Brian would have turned 18 years old just days after the shooting. His mom doesn't know why anyone would kill him. She recalls feeling so happy and thanking God after learning the suspect turned himself in.
Mm-hmm.
The suspect, Elijah James Sanders, had an arraignment scheduled in court this morning. He did not want to speak with us from jail. Court documents also do not give us an idea of where he stayed after the shooting or the motivation behind it. Live in Hampton, Angelique.
He should have gave up the whole story, yo.
Yeah.
It would have helped him like in sentencing. You know what I mean? Turning himself in is gonna help him at sentencing though. He has to cry though. He has to get in there and cry and say I'm sorry. And
But yeah, you can't do that because that make you look soft to the people that.
oh yeah. When you get to the tear, nigga, you was crying in court, pussy.
Yeah, shit.
In charge with killing 5 people in this crash on Mother's Day last year, just learned her sentence.
Jesus Christ, sons are dangerous on these roads, man.
In charge with killing 5 people in this crash on Mother's Day last year, just learned her sentence. This surveillance video from the scene near 60th and Fond du Lac shows a car flying through an intersection. 7 people were in the car, 5 of them, including a baby and 3 teenagers, died. Everyone in the car that was hit survived. Prosecutors initially charged this woman, 21-year-old Antiana Sandifer, with 5 counts of second-degree reckless.
I knew it was a son person because we don't we're reckless. We're reckless.
Yo, Shorty had a baby in the fucking car and was running lights, dog. Nobody else does that. Nobody.
Reckless, dog. We are reckless. Yo.
Nobody else does that.
We have a reckless spirit.
I've been
People
in
were
the car with chicks
Five of
that
them, including a
speed
baby
with their
and
babies
3
in there.
teenagers, died.
Yeah, I've been in the car with people that don't fasten their kids, like they don't have their kids in the car seat, and they
Yeah,
just
right in the back.
speed, and they speed, just sit them right there, and they just speed. It's yo, we're different, man. We wouldn't have invented cars, so either. So we would have never invented something that could go that fast.
Died. Everyone in the car that was hit survived. Prosecutors initially charged this woman, 21-year-old Antiana Sandifer, with 5 counts of second-degree reckless homicide. 12 News' Mallory Anderson is joining us live inside the Milwaukee County Courthouse. Mallory, a judge handed down this sentence really within the last half hour.
That's right, Jaron. Antiana Sandifer just found out that she will spend the next 25 years in prison, plus an additional 15 years on probation inside this courtroom behind me. She just got that news.
That's a lot for vehicular manslaughter. Usually vehicular, maybe because she killed 5 people.
Yeah, that's what it is. She probably got 5 for each person.
Yeah.
Those
didn't give her the
5 years
individual-
per person that was killed in this crash. And this was a crash that really tore families apart because so many of the victims were actually related to the driver. One of those victims, her family was in court today. That was the 1-year-old Anaya Robinson. Her family spoke to the judge about how much her loss has affected them and how they wish Sandifer would have made better decisions that night.
She shouldn't have took the baby. No, she was drinking and driving. And she needed her punishment because instead of hurting our family, took our baby away. And it's painful. We had to do stuff for this every day of our life. She knew better. She was the godmother.
Police say Sandifer was driving a Kia minivan with 6 passengers inside when she sped through a red light at 60th and Fond du Lac and slammed into another car. Only Sandifer and one other person in her minivan, a 17-year-old.
Jesus.
It was 3 kids, dog. 17, and all of them kids then. All 5 of them.
This one's 32 right here. He's 32. This is a young picture. This is probably a young picture.
Oh, all right. I was going off the pictures.
At that time he's 32.
That's probably the only picture they could find.
Yeah. My God. The recklessness of the son is just. Salute to Honky Kong, man. What's up, man? What's happening, Honky Kong? Shit, man. The reckless, like, Jesus Christ, man. And then she walks in with her head held high. Look how
smug as hell.
Head held high. Chin
with a smug
up.
Look.
Jesus Christ. Half a smirk. With a half a
Police say
smirk.
Sandifer was driving a Kia minivan with 6 passengers inside when she sped through a red light at 60th and Fond du Lac and slammed into another car. Only Sandifer and one other person in her minivan, a 17-year-old girl, survived. Everyone in the other car did survive. The victims, though, were identified as 1-year-old Anaya Robinson, Sandifer's goddaughter, 15-year-old Mercedes Brown Weeks, Sandifer's cousin, 15-year-old Michaela Rattler, Sandifer's sister, 17-year-old Israel Williams, and 32-year-old Lorenzo Trotter. Mercedes Brown Weeks' mother told 12 News days after the crash that all of the people in the car had been at her house earlier that day for a Mother's Day gathering. Sandifer spoke briefly in court, addressing the judge. She later stopped speaking while crying and had her lawyer read a prepared statement expressing her remorse.
I just want to apologize for my actions. I take full responsibility.
I think about that day every single day. It haunts my dreams every night. As I sleep, I relive that moment, the worst moment of my life that changed it forever. Your Honor, I miss them so much. They were my family, my loved ones, and now, because of my choice, they are gone. I can never see them again. I wish I could go back and change everything, and they would still be here.
I think she should have written.
In
Yeah.
court, Sandifer's lawyer argued that this was just a huge, tragic mistake and an accident. The state and family members of the victims argued that this was a series of horrible choices made by Sandifer, including drunk driving, speeding, running through a red light, and not making sure all of her passengers were properly buckled in. In the end, the judge agreed with that, sentencing her to 25 years in prison.
With that 15 years of probation after that, just a heartbreaking situation for that family and all of the families involved. Mallory Anderson reporting live for us this morning at the Milwaukee County Courthouse.
Sad, man.
Man.
It's crazy how one bad decision can fuck up so many people. Like, you don't have to count the 5 victims. What about all the family members of those 5 victims that were affected and her family and so forth? There might be 50 people that were all hurt by this one bad decision.
I'm telling you, man, at least.
Yes. For the first time, we are hearing from the father of a mother of 2 who was shot and killed in a popular shopping center in the Pocket neighborhood. This as the family of Chastity Sparkman gathers for a candlelight vigil in honor of a daughter taken too soon. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live at the Lakecrest Village Shopping Center where Chastity was shot. Roxanne, such a tragic loss, and the family is still looking for justice.
It is, Laura, and yes, they are. Right now, as we speak, family, friends of Chastity Sparkman gathering in the parking lot across from Cherie's restaurant. They're bringing balloons, sharing hugs, bringing flowers. Very sad day for them as they remember their loved one. They still have so many questions, trying to figure out exactly what happened in this parking lot where Chastity was actually killed. They now are demanding justice as they search for what happened.
Sun community, man. Every little city, man. Just like they said in that documentary earlier. It could be Baltimore, it could be Chicago, it could be anywhere, wherever, Sacramento, wherever you put us.
Yo, you know you could buy these RIP balloons right in the motherfucking corner stores over here? And them candles for
the
the
dollar store, the Dollar General, man, got this shit, man.
It's crazy.
This shit is.
That's another business that'll go in the tank if something happened to us.
Oh yeah, helium would fucking
and wax.
Helium, the stocks, the helium stock would go down like crash, man.
I still don't believe it. Still feel like it's a dream. I'm waiting on her to bust through the door.
Alfonso Sparkman says he's angry and in shock, knowing he will no longer hear from his 26-year-old daughter, Chastity Sparkman. The mother of 2 was shot and killed on Valentine's Day last week in the Lakecrest Village Shopping Center. Her family says from what they know, she was meeting with her husband, but Sacramento police are still investigating what led up to her death. Alfonso says he's trying to get to the bottom of it.
I want to know the truth because it hits different. You know, so people understand. I've lost a lot. I've lost a lot in my time, brothers, sisters, mother, father, stuff like that, cousins. But it hits different when it's your child. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that kid blowing my phone up all day, every day no more.
The father of 20 children says his daughter was studying psychology.
What the fuck did she just say, yo? Hold up, rewind that. That's she misspoke, yo. That was a misquote. They fucked
blowing
that
my
up.
phone up all day, every day no more.
The father of 20 children says his daughter was studying psychology at Sacramento City College. She mainly would focus on her music, work, and caring for her kids.
She's a rapper.
Those kids will now be adopted by her aunt, which was Chastity's request. Alfonso now asking why this happened to his daughter.
It's kind of like being hurt, sad, angry, and afraid at the same time. Because you don't know what to be mentally. You know what I'm saying? My emotions all over the place.
Sacramento police say there are no suspects in custody, but they met with investigators Wednesday afternoon as they look into leads to find those responsible. Alfonso says he's putting his trust in police, asking his community to bring to light any information they may have.
As soon as they get apprehended, I feel a lot better. Once I know they're in custody, I'll be able to breathe. Because jail is hell for anybody. Once you're behind bars, you consider you deceased.
Back out here live, Alfonso says he appreciates everyone.
How many baby mothers, man? 20? How many baby mothers you think he got?
At least 8. 8 to 12. And if you
Yeah, I
got
would
20
say 12.
kids, yo, you can
I would say
assume
12.
you're gonna lose one of them sooner or later.
I would
20?
say 12. Yeah. Yeah. Man. These son stories ain't no joke, man. These son stories just shit. Yeah. Dog. Oh God, man. So salute to everybody, man. It's it's getting about that time, man.
Overnight, people began flooding the Facebook page of a Pontiac man with their grief and astonishment over his tragic death. Thank you for joining us. I'm Glenda Lewis. The shooting reported on Carriage Circle last night around 9:30. Even Sheriff Michael Bouchard calling the motive for the murder of Cornelius Jones unfathomable. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig speaking with family and friends of the man everyone simply knew as Corn.
Cornelius Jones was known to so many people simply as Corn, a man who was friendly and humble, even the sheriff calling the motive for his murder absurdly trivial. Whether he was playing charades with family and friends, dancing, or just being silly, Cornelius Jones was always the life of the party. But around 9:30 Wednesday night, Jones was shot and killed in his 4th-floor Carriage Place apartment in Pontiac, a stunning and unspeakable loss for his family.
He was all about family, just loving one another and lifting one another up and making each other laugh. That's all he was about.
Jones was murdered around 9:30 Wednesday night by a 22-year-old acquaintance who was visiting with several others. Witnesses tell investigators the man spit in Jones's kitchen sink, so Jones told him that was disrespectful and to leave. But just walking out, the man became...
Told him to leave. It ain't got nothing to
That
do
hood
with
nigga shit. Like a ratchet hood nigga will spit anywhere. You know what I mean? I see him do it on the subway.
Yeah.
Just do it anywhere.
Yeah, the toilet is fine. The toilet is, was fine. Even the bathroom sink is a go. You spit in the man's kitchen sink. He asked you to leave, but once he asked him to leave, like you said earlier, it's not about anything. It's about you asking me to leave.
Yeah.
And I have to kill you now and go through.
You challenged his manhood then, so it didn't go. That wasn't that simple. There was some back and forth first, bitch ass nigga, and that went on for like a minute or two. Then he shot him. The news ain't got time to tell you all that.
You know what? I don't know about how much of that there has to be. I think once you ask them to leave, I think it's, dog, you ain't gonna leave my house, dog. I asked you nicely.
Yeah.
And then it don't have to be like a minute. It could be 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I just the Suns, maybe DC Suns are different, but it don't have to be like minutes and shit like that.
Yeah, in Philly, that shit
in DC, they used to have a thing called. They used to literally do this. I promise. Anybody from DC in the chat, like, huh? What? Oh, it's whatever then.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever. Oh, it's whatever. How you want to carry it? I mean, like, it just that, and it's up. It don't be a lot of like specifics and shit. It be like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even be like, it be like you gotta know to know. You know what I'm saying? What this shit means.
Yo, Philly niggas, a Philly young boy just straight up tell you, yo, I'll smack the shit out you. That's the thing over here. I'll smack the shit out you. I'll beat you the fuck up. That's what they all say. I've had people say that to me. It's crazy as shit.
Damn. Salute to IA. He says the man is a Freemason with 20 kids. His duty was to spread. Yeah, I saw that Freemason chain he had. I knew somebody was going to remark on that. Salute the bug off, man. He says, You look buggered. A call for a $5 challenge to send Ock off the chill. I'm about to get out of here, man. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I did this last one, man, because this is a doozy, man.
Unspeakable loss for his family.
He was all about family, you know, just loving one another and lifting one another up and making each other laugh. That's all he was about.
Jones was murdered around 9:30 Wednesday night by a 22-year-old acquaintance who was visiting with several others. Witnesses tell investigators the man spit in Jones's kitchen sink, so Jones told him that was disrespectful and to leave. But instead of just walking out, the man became agitated and opened fire on Jones, shooting him multiple times and then running away.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the whole situation on how or even why it happened.
I'm a strong believer of God, and I do believe that God chose him to come home. Whatever situation or scenario he used to bring my brother home, that's what he chose to use.
Using a drone and tracking dogs, Oakland County Sheriff deputies were able to locate and arrest the suspected shooter and another man described as an accomplice.
At the end of the day, God has the last word, and Cornelius Jones, he will have justice.
Jones leaving behind 3 children. His family says he didn't have life insurance, so they've started a GoFundMe for help with burial expenses for the man who made a lasting impact on so many.
Very humble, very giving, friendly, accepted all.
He didn't have much, but what he did have, he gave. He gave willingly. He gave sparingly. He gave graciously.
In Pontiac, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
Damn.
Sad story there, Kim. Thank you for the update.
Jesus, man. Same black time. Same black channel.
I'm gonna holler at you, Rock.
Out of here. Peace out.
Yes, sir.